Yes, yes, yes. Mr. Raphael Dawkins with the Combat Radio. And you are in tune to Boxing Talk with Rafi. What is it? 281. Okay, so hello and welcome. We are live. Glad you could make it. Okay. Before we get into the menu, let me tidy up. Let me tidy up my screen. Let me get my screen right. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if it looks right. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Okay. If I'm sounding a little bit strange, it's because the streaming service has redirected me once again to the internal mic, which is not as good as my preferred mic, the mic I bought specifically for this role. But the streaming service, I think it's overworked. Something ain't right. Keeps on redirecting me to the internal mic. That is not my mic of preference. OMG. It's close, right? Keeps on redirecting me to the internal mic. That is not my mic of preference. OMG. Okay. Right? Keeps on redirecting. Okay, that ain't bad. That ain't bad. That ain't bad. Let's get the music up. The balance seems to be fine. Okay, I can work with that. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Where do we begin? Where do we begin? Okay, well, first and foremost, let me introduce myself to those who are new to the show. Okay, you are in tune to Boxing Talk with Rafi on the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio channel. Okay, where am I? First things first, let's drop the link in the chat. Let's drop it there and let's pin it. Way too many windows open. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so now that's pinned. Feels weird talking without the mic in front of my face. Let me do another check. Let me do another sound check. I'm dubious. Hold on, let me drop the music first so I can hear this thing properly. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Another sound check. I'm dubious. Hold on, let me drop the music first so I can hear this. Okay, it's possible, it's possible, it's possible. Where are we? Let's get the music back. Okay. Okay, where we begin? Where do we begin? Okay, so the link is in there. I don't know what the hell is going on. Lots of chat going on, but okay. Let's get into it. Let's see what people are saying. Mr. Dawkins, I'm expecting a huge show this evening. Okay, well, that's good to know. That's good to know. So I'm assuming you've shared the show on your social media platforms. Good man. Okay. Kal-El says hit the like button, like, share, and subscribe to Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. Hit the bell for notifications. The James Jameson is up in the building. What's going on? What's going on? Bob would have slept. Logan. Who's Bob? Which Bob? Bob the Builder? Which Bob? No more fairy cakes. You're in training. I'm not really into the fairy cakes as it goes. Not really into the fairy cakes. What we're looking at here. Spit the Dog would have savaged Logan. Savaged his ankles. OMG. Rafi hyping Triple D far too much at the moment. He's miles away from world class. Hey, listen, he's a prospect. We're talking about prospects here. You know, it's about having an eye for a prospect. You know, a lot of people jump ship just because he lost to Joe Joyce, but didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you Joe Joyce was a real threat? Did I not tell you that? Did I not inform the world that? The misguided world. Order in the house. Incorrigible delinquent behavior. Order. Okay, damn. We got the hammer, but where's the sickle? Okay. Tarquin wiring RDCR to a lamppost, full power, optimized. Please don't mention Mayweather and the Logan Circus Act. Well, I'm afraid we're going to mention them quite frequently. And what's going on here? Salute. Shout out to the Iron Kong, and talking about the Iron Kong. Boom. In comes the man like the Iron Kong, and he's up in here. Okay, that's great. That's much appreciated. Okay. I refuse to watch it, but I've got the stats. I refuse to watch it, but I have the stats. I think I know what you're talking about. Logan showing excellent hugging capabilities, ambidextrous. Good evening. Raf says Dr. Wexford. Okay. Iron Kong, do you hear me loud and clear? Okay. So Iron Kong, we're not gonna mess around. We're just gonna get straight into it. Logan Paul, where's my pictures? Where are my pictures at? Okay. Let's bring this thing up. Stop sharing that. Start sharing this. Boom. Is that it? Is that what I'm looking for? Hope so. Boom. Okay. There it is. And let's not beat around the bush. Let us not beat around the bush. What is this? What is this here? What is this here? Okay, let's have a look at this article, because I saw it earlier on, and it kind of reflects. I think it's a fair reflection of how people are feeling the morning after. Okay, so let's go. So, boxing results. Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul fight underwhelms fans. Angry fans. Okay. Where do we begin? Fans were hopping mad on Sunday after watching Floyd Mayweather Jr. and YouTuber Logan Paul fight a painfully boring 8-round exhibition. What's this? What's going on? Oh, okay. Well, as a matter of fact, rat-tat-tat-tat, may as well just go ahead and give you my points of view on this shiznix. Okay. So just at the start of the show, I said, hey, folks, we're prepared to put a little bet on. Be prepared to put a little bet on that Logan Paul knocks out Floyd Mayweather. I hadn't really talked about this fight. Wasn't really interested. Hadn't ordered it, but I woke up early, just early enough to catch the fight before this one. I think it was the Badu Jack fight. And just before this one started, I said, hey, be prepared to put a cheeky few quid on Jake Paul getting the KO. Why did I think that? Well, it's because it's inevitable that Floyd Mayweather is going to age. And if he keeps fighting, it is also inevitable that he is going to get beat, dropped, and stopped. You know what I'm saying? That chin ain't gonna hold up forever. Those evasive skills have somehow withered. I think it was at the end of the round when Logan Paul caught Floyd with a flurry. I think this shot here, with a flurry of shots. Yes, they were all caught on the outside of the glove. Sure, Floyd Mayweather had his gloves up, but regardless, you're still getting caught. And yes, of course, Floyd was the superior boxer, but Logan Paul did the wise thing when he realized that he basically couldn't hit the guy, apart from sporadic bursts. He couldn't hit the guy. He did the sensible thing, and he hugged him. He leaned on him. Lean on me. And made Floyd Mayweather carry his weight. And he did it every round. Look at this here. What is this? Can I just open that? OMG. Hanging on, clinching on, holding on, keep holding on. That was the order of the day. And Floyd Mayweather, to me, Floyd Mayweather looked weathered. Floyd Mayweathered. And if he keeps on messing around, he's gonna get. There's gonna be an upset. Logan Paul was supposed to get knocked out by Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather was supposed to show his superiority and get this guy out of there. He had 8 rounds within which to do it, but he could not do it. Logan Paul, much bigger guy, but so what? This is the best ever, the TBE, coming to do damage, but he couldn't do nothing. It's time. Lucky wasn't in there with Jake Paul. It's time to hang them up. Yeah, sure, if it was in the same weight category, it could have been a whole different story. Would have been a whole different story, sure. But Logan Paul, his fundamentals stood up. All you need is a nice jab. Keep your hands up and move out of harm's way. Nice jab. Keep your hands up and know how to move out of harm's way. And if you can't get the guy, know how to smother him and cruise, get through the 8th round. Of course, Logan Paul looked tired at times. A middle round where he found his second wind and stuck in there and smothered and clinched and held to having to hold. That's what he did. That was his survival technique, and survive he did. Floyd Mayweather sounded emotional at the post-fight press conference. Put some respect on Paul's name. They have the basic fundamentals of the jab, the guard, and get out of the way. Jab, guard, move. And they are attacking. He took the fight to Mayweather. And did himself proud. Mayweather now. What is left for Mayweather? What's left for Mayweather? I haven't really been listening to the fans, but allegedly the fans are upset. I did hear, I can't believe that. I just laughed. Okay, let's go over to the Iron Kong. See what the Iron Kong's got to say about this shiznix. Iron Kong, come in.
I don't know which fan is actually no actual boxing fan who bought this fight. If you're a boxing fan and you bought this and you're annoyed at something, what are you annoyed at? You did you think you were buying an actual fight? You're buying an exhibition by Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather is no longer a professional boxer. Floyd Mayweather is an entertainer now. He's a personality, and he's doing what he's done all his life. He's earning, right? So when I see people, I see them on social media, they complain, oh, this is a Ricky Hatton put up this long, ridiculous statement about tarnishing legacy and all this. Floyd Mayweather is retired. Okay? He fought a YouTuber. Okay? He fought somebody who it looked like he landed a punch that might have knocked Logan Paul out, actually, and Logan Paul fell on top of Floyd, and Floyd held him up. All right? Listen, you can't be annoyed at this. What did you think you were going to get? This isn't a boxing match. It's just entertainment. I'm saying Logan Paul in no way could box with Floyd Mayweather at this age still. But, for people being upset at this about being ashamed for boxing, it's not. Exhibition's been going on for a very long time, and it's not going to stop. Floyd Mayweather can do this because he's Floyd. Okay? the only person that should be upset about this is if it doesn't do well on Showtime or Sky, then Steven Espinosa or Adam Smith should be sacked. Those are the people that should be upset and should be complaining right now. But for boxing fans, if you're an actual boxing fan, bought this expecting a fight, then something's wrong with you. Floyd fooled you. You know what I'm saying?
Dang. Well, I got hooked up. I got the hook up. My sous chef is quite technical, so hooked me up with a stream. So didn't intend to watch it. Woke up, looked at the clock. I said, I wonder if that thing's on right now. Did a little bit of channel hopping, went to my TV, did a little bit of channel hopping, found it. And I looked at my clock and I said, okay, damn it, why not? This fight will be finished in a second. And the announcer said, Mayweather versus Paul is next. Set up the stream and set up the stream. Rumors of Rafi calling out Floyd so far unconfirmed. Dang. Set up the stream and got into it. Set up the stream and got into it, and it was farcical. It's supposed to be entertainment. I was not in the slightest bit entertained. So where's my entertainment? Where's the entertainment? I was nowhere to be found. Turned up the volume a little bit to listen to the crowd, and there was just a murmur. There was just a murmur in the crowd. I heard that there was booing at the very end. I don't know because I had the volume down. I can't confirm or deny that, but it was very much underwhelming. Even though I had low expectations, this didn't cut it for me at all. And in comes the man like ERF Boxing. Eric, how you doing?
Yeah, what's good?
What's good, my friend? What's good? What's good? Talking to me. We're talking about the Floyd Mayweather and the what's his name? Logan Paul. The exhibition.
Kong looks so excited to talk about this.
Kong looks like he hasn't taken the antidepressants today. Yeah, get some of that beetroot juice. Get some of that beetroot juice and celery down your Kong. Get that pep. Put the pep in your step. Come on, Kong. Eric, talk to me, bro.
Yeah, you know what? I forgot this fight was even on. I went to bed last night. Sunday night I went to bed. I forgot this fight was even on. I woke up this morning doing my YouTube, going on YouTube having a look, and then it came up Paul versus. I was like, oh yeah, they fought last night. And then when I seen it went the distance, I was like, oh god. Let me see what this was about, and it was literally a glorified sparring match where Floyd fought someone who was 40 pounds heavier than him. How can you validate that? He was 40 pounds heavier than him. It was ridiculous. And Floyd didn't even look like he was bothered. He wasn't really setting shots up. Floyd put on a show, and that was it. That's what it was. It was just a show. And it wasn't even entertaining. I watched the fight after it all, and it wasn't even an entertaining fight. I've seen Logan Paul and his brother running around saying they beat Floyd Mayweather. I was just like, okay.
Well, we got Javier Rodriguez. Mayweather never hurt Logan. I saw the fight. Well, I saw him hurt. I saw Mayweather hurt Logan with body shots. I saw Logan going back to his corner.
By round three, it wasn't even a fight or anything. It was Logan going backwards the whole time, trying not to get knocked out.
Well,
and Floyd trying not to knock him out.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't think Floyd tried not to knock him out. I honestly don't think so. I think that Floyd got smothered. Floyd's work got smothered. He was in there with a much heavier man, longer man, and what Floyd was supposed to do, Floyd was supposed to go in there and show that it don't matter that the guy's bigger, the guy's heavier. Floyd could still take him out. Floyd, he wasn't going to make the 8th round. What happened? What went wrong? I don't understand. How the hell could Logan Paul be standing in there in the 8th round? Floyd Mayweather got Conor McGregor out in the 10th round. Apparently, he was carrying him. What the hell happened here? What the hell happened here? I wasn't expecting Logan Paul to still be standing in the 8th round. It was an 8-round fight. What happened? What went wrong?
Was that a question to me, Graf?
Either one of you.
I don't think anything went wrong. I think really Logan came to wrestle and not get knocked out. That was important, not get knocked out. And Floyd, you know, at this age, surely he's not a knockout puncher. I mean, he's not gonna knock out somebody that size right now. Floyd coming on to the end of his career was not a knockout puncher, and he's now older. He's not a knockout puncher. So the whole situation was just, let me do a 12 rounds with this young man. Let me make some money. He bragged about how he made $30 million just from his patches on his pants.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it wasn't about knocking him out, I guess. It was just about making his money.
Making his money wasn't about knocking him out. But if it wasn't about knocking him out, I don't know what the point was. I really don't know the point of him being there.
The point was money, Raf. That was it. The point was money.
What about knocking him out?
That's the whole point.
What about knocking him out?
If Floyd had knocked Logan Paul out, he'd have still got no credit for it. So it wouldn't have made.
I mean, really, exactly.
It literally made no difference. It made no difference. I wasn't interested in it anyway, regardless of him knocking him out or not. I just think the whole thing, YouTubers fighting YouTubers, yeah, but Floyd fighting Logan Paul, like the weigh-in, Logan Paul's like 200 pounds, Floyd is 155. Like, it was a circus from the get-go. So
it was a circus.
Yeah, the knockout wouldn't have made a difference. I don't think the knockout
would have made a difference to me. It put a smile on my face. So what do you mean? The knockout always makes a difference. When you go to see a fight, do you feel happier if you see a knockout?
Yeah, but Rob, that's the difference between me and you. You wanted to see you was willing to wake up to watch this fight. I wasn't.
No. Let's get this straight. Let's get this clear. I did not wake up to watch this fight. I woke up and then watched the fight. There was no predetermination on this. My predetermination was that I wasn't going to watch the fight. I didn't cover the fight, didn't speak about the fight, but I woke up, I looked at the clock, and I said, hold on, this fight should be starting anytime now. It was about 3:45 a.m. And I thought, okay, let me just see. Turned on, channel hopped, my sous chef had hooked up the connection. So multi-talented. So I thought, oh, thank you. So I sat down there and I thought, well, if I'm going to sit down and watch it, the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio people are going to say, Raphael, how come you watch it and you didn't talk about it? That's selfish. They're going to accuse me of being selfish. So I said, okay, let me set this darn thing up. And we went through the damn thing together. But while I'm up, if I'm going to be up, if I'm not going to be getting my beauty sleep, then I want to see something. I want to see something. I want to see the fight. Show me something. Show me something. What did Floyd Mayweather show me? He showed me. I tell you now, it showed me that he better keep his ass out of the ring because he's tempting fate.
Yeah, he did say that. He did say after that he was done. There was no chance of him coming back and actually fighting. So yeah, he is 44 years old. So. Yeah. He's obviously superior to Logan Paul, but let's be honest, the guy, he doesn't need to fight anymore. I don't think he has any desire of fighting these welterweights or even these junior middleweights. He doesn't have any desire for it.
He better.
He's probably just earned more money fighting Logan Paul than these fighters do anyway. So.
Yeah, he better stay away, my friend. He better stay away. Time waits for no man. He's playing a dangerous game because he could go in there with one of these YouTubers and get knocked out. It's possible.
Well, I mean, if Jake Paul gets past Tyron Woodley, more than likely it's going to be Floyd Mayweather versus Jake Paul. That's going to be huge. That's going to be a big event.
That's going to be.
I think that's probably going to break. That will probably break pay-per-view records.
But then here's the thing. People are saying Floyd needs to leave the sport. He did leave the sport. Floyd is no longer a professional boxer.
Yeah.
He left the sport already. Y'all don't get it. Y'all can't stop him from making money. Floyd is no longer a professional boxer. He has no fights on BoxRec. You understand?
Yeah.
So please understand. He's left the sport. Stop.
This wasn't even about the sport.
Huh?
This fight wasn't about the sport.
Exactly. This was a exhibition fight for money. Please stop worrying about Floyd. Stop worrying about these people. All right. If you're a boxing fan, put pressure on these younger boxers who refuse to fight, who refuse to even do half of what Floyd did in his professional boxing career, so they can one day do exhibitions. You know, people only do exhibitions when people would pay to see them. You know. You think if Floyd was like these people know, who was ducking and dodging everybody? Floyd has a life after his career because of what he did during his career.
Yeah. I will say also, no one cared when Floyd did an exhibition against that Tunshai guy or whatever he was called in Japan.
Yeah.
So I don't really see. I wasn't interested in either fight, but I don't see the uproar in. Why is Floyd doing this? He's already done it before. We're acting like this is the first time he's done it. He's done it before. There was no uproar like this before. It's because it's a well-known YouTuber.
Yeah.
That's why people are having an issue with it. That's literally all it is. Let's be honest. It wasn't a boxing match. It was an exhibition. They could have been playing Tiddlywinks. It wouldn't have made no difference.
Okay. Well, I hear what people are saying, but other people are saying I'm disappointed. And what I'm saying, I'm not paying for none of this ish. Cliff Bailey up in the building. Good to see Cliff. Pop around, circle around. Floyd told everyone he robbed them. Okay. Well, let's not beat around the bush. I saw the post-fight. The post-fight, what you call that, press conference, and to me, Floyd Mayweather looked a little bit emotional. He was saying goodbye. He said, "Yo, this is probably the last time I'm doing this." The guy was good. The guy was heavy. Sapped my energy. He knew what he was doing. He was better than I thought he was. I performed a legal bank robbery, a legal heist. I can't get in trouble for it. I made $30 million just from the patches on my shorts. But to me, there was an entertainment component, in the exhibition, and it was lacking. I was not entertained. I ain't come.
I mentioned earlier about Ricky Hatton making this long post, right? Ricky Hatton said it was ish for boxing. You know what's ish for boxing? Having your son fighting after Dimitri Bivol. That's ish for boxing. Having your son on main event, big matchroom cards, televised, and he can't fight a lick right now. That's shit for boxing. So I don't want to hear nothing from Ricky Hatton, who Floyd beat up in Las Vegas, who was running headlong into Floyd like some loose bull or something. So I don't want to hear that, Ricky Hatton, because if people would pay you and your fat self to come out and do an exhibition, you would do it too. You know why people don't want to see you, Ricky Hatton? Because Floyd beat you up in Las Vegas. That's why. What's ish for boxing is your son getting spots that he doesn't deserve right now because of your name. That's ish for boxing. Ignore Floyd. Floyd did what he did because he performed against people like you. So that's ish for boxing, Ricky Hatton.
Yes.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I do agree with that.
Yeah. I hear that.
There's a lot of stuff that's happening in boxing that's not good for boxing. And Floyd having an exhibition is not one of them. It's not even close to the top 10. So
yes. Okay.
Ryan Garcia saying he going on a hiatus, and then after Fortuna signs to fight, he all of a sudden is coming out of his hiatus. That's bad for boxing.
Who's coming out? Ryan Garcia's coming out to boxing, coming out of his hiatus.
Yeah,
he says he'll be back soon. See, stuff like that is bad for boxing.
That's funny. H Money making an appearance, saying Fury. Okay. John Daly says Ricky Fatton couldn't respect the sport enough to stay in shape between fights when he was supposed to be a professional athlete. OMG. Zinger time.
Yep.
What's going on? Okay. So that's the Floyd Mayweather thing. I didn't stump up, wasn't gonna watch it, woke up and I thought, okay, let me watch it. I was underwhelmed. Please, no more. Floyd, just go and manage your investments now. This ain't fun anymore. I'm pretty sure he's retired. Will he come back to an exhibition? Will he come back and do an exhibition? Maybe. But I hope his people talk to him.
Yeah.
This was not entertaining. Yeah.
I just say Sky Sports has a liberty because how much did Sky Sports charge for this fight?
£16.99, £17.
£16.99. By 7 o'clock this morning, it was on YouTube Premiere for free.
Yeah.
That's what I watched it on this morning. I woke up, I was looking through YouTube, and it was on their YouTube Premiere for free.
Yeah.
So they charge people $16.99 to watch that, and then put it on for free a couple of hours later.
Well, that's how it go. We know how it go, and that's how it go. What I'm saying is, what's this background noise? What I'm saying is, I don't want to see it no more. Let's go around the table. Let's talk about the future of exhibition matches. Iron Kong.
Well, we saw Kyle Fratch and Roy Jones having some back and forth jawing. So maybe we'll see a Kyle Fratch and Roy Jones Jr. exhibition. So maybe we'll see that. Holyfield is gonna fight Brian McBride on Triller at some point.
Oh Lord, I won't be watching that.
So, listen,
his own.
Exhibition fights are going nowhere. You understand? I don't mind seeing an exhibition between two former professional fighters, though. I don't mind seeing that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'll watch that. Yeah, I wouldn't pay for it. But I'll watch it. You know what I'm saying? If it came part of like a subscription I had, yeah, I'll watch. Yeah, why not? If it's two former professional athletes, it's like watching two old tennis players, try play a few sets. I watch that. Yeah, I'll watch a Sampras and an Agassi knock some balls. Yeah. Exhibitions are not gonna go away. There's room for them. They are not part of the regular sport. They are things for fans of the sport from the old times. So maybe see some of their favorite athletes, move around a bit and do something. I don't have nothing wrong with exhibitions, right? The issue comes when people want to tell these guys, you shouldn't be doing that. That tarnishes your legacy. You shouldn't be. Is it worse than when they used to have certain athletes of a certain skin color running against animals or whatever to make money, running against race horses like Jesse Owens?
Yeah,
we're not doing that, right? We're in there fighting other people. That's exhibition. You know what was exhibition also? Michael Johnson versus Donovan Bailey for over 150 meters. That was an exhibition,
Mm-hmm.
right? You don't remember that?
No, I don't remember that. Who won?
Donovan Bailey, of course.
Okay. Yeah.
So that was a track exhibition. There've always been some forms of exhibition.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Darren,
I was about to say,
yeah.
exhibition. It's only in the sport of boxing that exhibition seems to be frowned upon. There's exhibitions for everything. Even they have football here. You have the soccer aid and all that. You have exhibitions all the time. It's only in boxing where it's frowned upon because of the money. The money side of it is so public. What these guys are making. That's what the issue is. People don't like the fact these guys are doing exhibitions and making more money than professional fighters.
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with exhibitions if I'm entertained, and for the most part, and the exhibitions aren't for me. I don't find them entertaining. I was kind of entertained by the Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones things in spots. I was more entertained by Snoop Dogg, truth be told.
I think Ralph, I think it was more the commentary, more entertained by because I watched that.
Snoop Dogg was the star of the show. That was the star of the show.
Yeah, that was the most entertaining thing about it. The fight was entertaining because Roy just hugged and Tyson didn't really look like he was going to knock him out. So yeah, Snoop Dogg was definitely the entertainment in that. But yeah, I don't mind exhibitions. I'm not going to pay for any of them. I'll never pay for one. But I don't have an issue with exhibitions at all.
Okay. So everybody's out there saying exhibitions. Me, I was thoroughly underwhelmed. I have no intention of watching Evander Holyfield. I think the guy is 62. Isn't he 62? Evander Holyfield 62. He needs to.
He's older than Mike Tyson for sure.
That's for sure. I think he needs to chill out, talk to his grandkids or whatever, coach his son, whatever. Talk to Big Daddy Bo, who I've heard is living in the damn gym now after making all those millions. Wow, maybe he needs if he came back for an exhibition so he could put a roof over his damn head, I wouldn't object to that. Okay, then put Evander Holyfield in against Big Daddy Bo. So Big Daddy Bo can buy a little condo, little one bedroom condo, since he's living in the gym now, since he frittered away all his damn money. Yeah, okay, let them do it. Evander versus Bo. I won't watch, but hopefully he makes enough money to get himself some proper living accommodation. Damn it, gotta be a granddaddy now. And all the money's gone. Hey, terrible. Yeah, but I'll leave the exhibitions to those people who want to watch exhibitions. I thought that what's his name? Logan Paul had outstruck. I thought he had outstruck. Who's the guy? Outstruck. What's his name? Mayweather. I thought he'd outstruck Mayweather. But I've looked at the BoxRec numbers, and apparently he did not. But whatever it is, whatever the case, I think it was called. What was it called? It was called bragging rights. The thing was called bragging rights. I guess Logan Paul can brag that Mayweather couldn't stop him, and I guess that Mayweather couldn't brag that he picked up at least something like $52 million. I'm scaling it down. They said 72. I'm taking a percentage off, and I'm saying at least $52 million for Floyd Mayweather, and Logan Paul allegedly making upwards of $20 million. Okay, so that was that. I was entirely underwhelmed. I think the boxing public was underwhelmed. Everybody was underwhelmed. Please, I don't want to see no more. And Floyd better tread carefully. Nothing lasts forever. Needs to be careful. Okay, and so we have covered that. We've covered that. And dang, might as well look at a few more fights on that card. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's take a step back, another step back, and see who we have. Where are we going to? Who's next? Who was next? Stop that. Drop that down. Let's go back and back and back and back. Where is it? Okay, there it is. There it is. Who's next? Who was next? Who fought next? Oh yeah, dang. How could I forget? It was a Jarrett Hurd. Let's share this on my screen. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so yeah, I was told that Jarrett Hurd versus Luis Arias. It was a good fight. I watched it and reminded me of why I don't watch Jarrett Hurd. I don't watch Jarrett Hurd. I find it amazing and astonishing. The guy who became world champion, I think he was unified champion at one time in the form of Jarrett Hurd. He can't slip a punch. Jarrett Hurd can't seem to slip a punch. He certainly can't seem to slip a right hook. He was getting right hooks all night long. He's taking right hooks all night long. And it takes him, I think he runs on steam. I think he runs on a steam engine because it takes him forever to wind up a punch. Takes him forever and a day. And he got beat by Luis Arias. It's strange to me. Strange to me that this guy was a world champion and can't do many of the fundamentals. That's my take on it. Iron Kong, how do you feel about this fight?
Yeah, Jarrett Hurd. This is a guy whose whole thing is, let me just, suck down from cruiserweight down to 154 to see if I can bully some of these people down here because I don't actually have skill like that. So I need to lean on people and try. This is a tall man who depends on being up close and fighting people up close, hoping to pressure fight them. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand how Jarrett Hurd. First off, I don't understand how he made it to 154, and as you said, how he's managed to get this far without having those skills. Jarrett Hurd, it still wants to go to 154. He surely can't stay at 160 or anything higher with that skill set, or he will get knocked out. He was saying before that he wants to fight Jamel Charlo at 154. Jamel Charlo would absolutely massacre Jarrett Hurd with that fighting style. Are you joking? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Jarrett Hurd just seems to be a very limited guy. Yeah. I mean, the whole, Homer Simpson block with your face style, that don't work. But, I think Jarrett needs to have a CAT scan right now. Yeah. Luis Arias, I gotta say, for a guy who's had it rough in his career, a guy who the first time I saw him was against Danny Jacobs.
Yeah.
Then Rosado. Then he got beat by Luke Keeler. Yeah. Maybe he found something. Maybe he's found something that works for him finally. He won the fight. I'm glad he won the fight. People like Luis Arias, it's people like that makes you want to continue. Man had it rough and won a big fight. And now Luis Arias can maybe get a step up, maybe get an opportunity to do something. Not at 160, because he's been at 160. He's not going to beat the people at 160, but maybe at 154, Arias can do something. But I'm glad for Arias, but Jarrett Hurd, nah, man, you got to go away.
Hurd makes Joe Joyce look like Pernell Whitaker. Ain't that the truth? Arias showed a ton of heart and determination. Absolutely more. Excellent breakdown of Hurd's skill set, Rafi. Yeah, or lack thereof. Never understood how that guy got to be a unified champion. It's bizarre to me. His absence of skill is astonishing. Takes him forever to wind up a hook. Absolutely forever. So what's the opponent going to do? Just wait? Just wait till the steam, he gets enough steam up and then boom, he can swing a punch in. Is that what he's supposed to do? Listen, I always say, when you're in the gyms, look how fast other people are punching and try and match it. Because it don't matter how nice your punch, how sweet your punch is. If it's slow, it's just slow. Look around. Look at the speed. Look at the speed that you need to be matching. Because it don't matter how sweet your technique is. If it ain't got no zip on it, then that's going to be a problem, particularly in the earlier rounds of any fight. And if your opposition takes advantage of your lack of speed, then the chances are by the time your slow speed is acceptable speed in the latter part of the fight, you're going to be battered. Your opponent may well have battered you. And so what's the point then? What's the point then? You're done ski. You're done ski. You got drained out. You drained yourself out. So I don't even think there's no redemption. I don't think there's no coming back for her. I don't think there's no coming back. Hurd, no skills, no power, no speed. Oh Lord. That's gruesome. Technique should lead to speed. Good technique should lead to speed. Absolutement. But if you ain't got no speed, then something's very, very wrong. You should be able to see that in the gym. Hurd's jab was pathetic. I honestly don't know. I think he's done ski. I think he's finished. I think he's toast. He's drained himself. He's drained himself out. So now he's just a shell. He's just a shell of what he could have been. It's all drained out, sucked out, needs a CTE scan because he takes way too many shots to the head. It just ain't pleasant to watch. Just ain't pleasant to watch, and that's the story of Jarrett Hurd. He's just a sucked out fighter now. I don't know what he's got left to offer. Sucked himself down. I don't know, was he trying to avoid the big guys? Was he trying to avoid guys of his own weight? So that why he sucked down to go so low, and now he can't go back up because he's sucked out anyway. Taking way too many shots to the head. I think his trainer, do trainers have anything to have a responsibility? I've been watching this guy take shots to the head for way too long, undefended shots. So for me, Jarrett Hurd is definitely not one to watch. He's he reminds me of he's a high grade Cheeseman, Ted Cheeseman, someone who just seems to get hit in the head for a living. It ain't healthy. It just ain't healthy. He needs to pack his bags. Hopefully he's made of 2 shillings and he can make him last. I don't know, become a personal trainer or something. I don't know. Become an inspirational speaker about how he kept on taking a beating, kept on taking a licking and kept on ticking. I don't know. Maybe that's your angle. But, find some motivational speech thing. Find some online coaching or whatever. But get the out of boxing. We don't need to see someone slowly degenerate in the brain like we're watching you. Just ain't good. Okay. Do you have anything else to add to that before we move on, Iron Kong?
No.
Okay. Let's keep this thing moving. Remember, we're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time. And let me just touch on the Badu Jack. Can we still see that? Okay, yes. Hurd needs to retire. He most certainly does. Honestly, just get the hell out of the job. I had to see somebody get their brain damaged like that. Just like, just get out, man. Get out, please. You got a young family, a wife. You got a pretty wife who loves you. Yeah, just, there's something else to do. Okay, so Badu Jack, that was the only fight on the card that I caught other than the main fight. I went and watched the Jarrett Hurd Arias fight later. I watched that today, lunchtime. Okay, but I did see the Badu Jack destroy Dervin Colina. That was funny. He wasn't at the races. There was a difference in class level, and I think Badu Jack dropped him a couple times. The last time he dropped him, I think he gave him a little tap in the ribs while Colina was down. And then Kalina sprawled out as if he'd just been hit by a lamppost in the dome. Obviously faking it. The referee just looked at him with a wry smile and just waved it off. Said, no, it's okay. It's okay. It's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. And so, yeah, that was a wrap. I don't know what anyone can say other than it was a class. There was a golfing class. Iron Kong. There was a golfing class.
Yeah, I mean, but definitely, yeah, you know, he's a short notice replacement for Jean Pascal with all his drugs in his system. So yeah, he was, you know, he wasn't brought in there to give Battle Jack no competition. The only thing about that fight that was interesting is Battle Jack's comments at the end that he wants to move up to cruiserweight. I don't know what he gonna do at cruiserweight, but I was really hoping for Bivol versus Battle Jack fight at light heavyweight, but that's not gonna happen. So he wants to be a cruiserweight now. But other than that, nothing really interesting about that fight to me.
Yeah, nothing interesting about the fight. To be fair to Cheeseman, he can evade when he wants to, but he does try to walk through a lot of shots. Yeah, I don't like to see that. There's no skill in walking through shots. Don't like to see that. Ruben Guerrero up in the building. And if you're enjoying the show, you know where the like button is. You know where the subscribe button is. You know where the share button is. And if you want to go the extra mile, you know where that button is too. Okay, we're moving on. Moving on with no delay. What have I got next? What do I have next on the list? Next on the list, damn, I got some old stuff we never touched on. Okay, let me just share. Let me just share this briefly. Boom, boom. Where is this? Oh yeah, we got the stats there. We got the stats there. So just to show, I did analyze the punch stats, and they are available at Boxing Scene Punch Stats. Ultimately, where is it? Ultimately, total punches 43. What is this here? Final punch stat reports. Okay, so total punches body to the body landed 43 for Mayweather, 28 for Paul. Total jabs to the body landed 7 for Mayweather, that's 50%, and 7 for Paul, that's 9%. What is this? What is this? Power punches body landed 36 for Mayweather, that's 38%, and 21 for Paul, that's 14%. Those figures seem low, but they're available right there to be viewed on Boxing Scene. Okay. Let me come out of that. As a matter of fact, let me drop that all together and let's go over the share. The share, what we're sharing. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay. I think I'm gonna go. What are we going for? Okay, so it was already raised. It was already raised. The question was already raised. So let's have a look at it. Let's have a look at it. Where is this? Let's get this thing nice and orderly. And okay, so what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Okay, so Anthony, what's this? Anthony Joshua is looking to prove that Alexander Usyk has bitten off more than he can chew, as he revealed. What's this here? As he revealed his chiseled. The Stars the WBO mandatory with the Ukraine is on the verge of being finalized after the highly anticipated unification clash with Tyson Fury collapsed. And there is Joshua cooking up some barbecue fare. Okay, where are we? Where are we? Okay, so Joshua's taking time away from training to get behind the grill. And the Watford-born boxer already looks to be in super. Okay, anyway. What is this? What is this? Okay, so negotiations for the Usyk fight began immediately after the collapse of Joshua's proposed unification. Yeah. A deal looked likely, but now it's on course to be finalized. Following productive talks, looked unlikely, but now it looks to be finalized following productive talks between Eddie Hearn and Usyk's promoter, Alexander Krasuk. The Matchroom boxing chief told Talk Sport at the weekend, I actually had a couple of calls with this promoter. Today's the day the WBO will order purse bids. That gives you another 7 days before purse bids to make a deal. We are quite close now to making a deal with Alexander Usyk. Okay, so let's have a look. Is it? Yeah, it's very likely you will see. It is very likely. Hold on. Joshua is a proud man and loves to take on all challenges. And the challenge of Usyk is a very dangerous one. It's very likely you will see AJ versus Usyk at the back end of this summer. At the back end of the summer, expect to see Joshua versus Usyk. Iron Kong, your thoughts at this time?
Yeah, well, I do enjoy a good barbecue. I like barbecued meats. I really do. Except like the bum parts of any animals that we already went over that. So, but yeah, I mean, they're gonna make a deal or whatever. I don't think Krasuk is stupid. Krasuk understands that there ain't no bigger fights outside of Anthony Joshua. If Anthony Joshua drops that WBO belt, he moves on to fight Dillian White, an actual true heavyweight that could knock him out. That's a better fight than Usyk. I don't mind seeing the Usyk fight. Sure, why not? I don't mind seeing that fight. But Krasuk has to be intelligent and understand that you ain't in the driver's seat here, sir. The belt don't automatically bring the money. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Joshua brings the money, not the belt. You know what I'm saying? So if you want this Joshua fight, you have to be sensible with this. Also, the whole Usyk scenario just kind of I was gonna address it tomorrow in depth, but I'll say a little bit today. It kind of exposes a lot of people's hypocrisies, where it was they didn't complain when Usyk wanted to give Joe Joyce 7%, right?
Yeah.
But no, Anthony Joshua must just acquiesce and give Usyk whatever he wants. Doesn't work like that. All right? You have to be smart. Don't overprice yourself, because overpricing yourself is also ducking.
Yeah.
You won't overprice yourself. Take this offer. As we say here in St. Kitts, take little and live long. You hear?
Yeah. Straight up and down. Take the damn offer. Make the fight. Take 20%, or they'll bump you up a little bit to 25%, maybe 27.5% of that. You're probably your ceiling. You could have fought Joe Joyce. You were mandated to fight Joe Joyce. Well, they're scheduled to fight Joe Joyce, but you hung out. Turned out to be prudent, perhaps in the end, because Fury, the fiddler, the tricky guy, dropped out. Ruben Guerrero says if AJ drops out, he's as bad as Fury. I don't see the calculation. If AJ drops out, it's because Krasuk is making what they consider to be unreasonable demands. So he'll just say, all right, then, go ahead. You go and fight Joyce then. See how much you get for that. Yeah? You go and pick up your price for that.
Hey, Ruben, be careful you don't throw your arm out the socket with all them reaching. All right? You be careful. You be careful. Tyson Fury has never defended a belt in his life.
Never defended a belt in his life.
No idea. He has no idea about mandatories, about negotiations, nothing. So, listen, this is something that Tyson Fury or his fans don't know nothing about. Just relax. This conversation ain't for you.
How long we been on the road to undisputed with AJ? With AJ on? How long we been on the road to undisputed with AJ on? Well, you trying to blame AJ because Wilder didn't want it? trying to blame AJ because Tyson Fury didn't want it. Come on, Ruben. Come on, man. Shake your head, man. Come on, shake your head, man. What's going on here? Usyk has next to no bargaining power. Exactly. Where's his bargaining power? But Joshua still want to fight him, so he just needs to sign the damn paper. You'll still make more than Wilder. He'll make a few mil. It won't be no life-changing money. Well, I don't know. Might be. Where are we? Kong ain't playing. Getting beat up. Just calm down. You sucks is getting you sucks. That's funny. That's funny. You sucks is getting beat up. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. So it's there. It's there. It's just for Usyk to accept. It's just for Usyk to accept. If Usyk wants it, Usyk simply has to accept. All the numbers are decreed by the WBO. I'm sure Eddie and Joshua are going to chuck him a little extra cheese on the side of his plate. But ultimately, it's up to Usyk to accept it, isn't it? It's up to Usyk to accept it. Fury, AJ undisputed can happen if AJ beats Usyk. Fury beats Wilder. If AJ drops a belt, he'll be the one now stopping undisputed. Well, how can he be the one stopping undisputed when Fury's already stopped it and has not shown any firm commitment to restarting it later on in the year? He's not shown any commitment to restart.
I think Ruben is trolling. I think he's trolling. So just please, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, you expect Anthony Joshua to be the one holding on to all these belts, paying all these sanctioning fees, while Tyson Fury just gets to do whatever he wants. So look, tell Usyk, sign the damn paper and let's move on to a fight day. Let's not be ridiculous. As Kyle said, that man is lucky in that position. He's lucky. If he had to fight his way towards a mandatory position, he would get beat by now. He's lucky, right? Just sign the paper and let's roll.
Sign the damn paper and let's get it on. If he had to go through what Dillian White had gone through, he'd probably be back in the cruiserweights by now. He'd probably be back in the cruiserweights by now. Usyk is lucky. He's in that position, says Cal L. What about the purse bit and the rematch clause? Rematch clause for a mandatory? Nah, there ain't gonna be no rematch clause for that.
Well, apparently, you know, Eddie Hearn makes everybody sign rematch clause with Joshua.
Well, if it's a rematch clause, it's going to be a one-way rematch clause on Joshua's side.
Yeah, well, that's what he means. Yeah.
Oh, that's probably what he means.
Apparently, they're saying Usyk don't want to sign that. Well, all right, bro. You listen. You have to sign my terms.
What is he going to do? What is he going to do? Sign the damn paper. What do you mean rematch clause? We know how the rematch clause works. The champion, if the champion loses, he gets a rematch. If the champion wins, you see you later. Why the hell would Usyk deserve a rematch clause? The man is really trying to suck the marrow out of this damn negotiation. He's trying to suck the marrow out of the damn negotiation. Every last bit of it with a straw. Dang. What's going on here? Usyk won't even beat Joe Joyce. How else can you explain 7% split he was off? Yo, Joshua should offer him 7%.
Big facts.
Joshua, I mean, people Usyk 7%. Let him offer him 70%, 7%. And come.
People want to act like as if like, yo, you know, Usyk being lowball. Yo, y'all didn't see Usyk trying to lowball Joe Joyce? How come nobody cry out for Joe Joyce? Poor Joe Joyce. Nobody cry out for Joe. Nobody cry out for Joe when Usyk and Krasik wanted to, you know, keep that man in poverty to make that man fight for 7% can't even pay that man training. What y'all talking about? I know y'all belly aching for Alexander Usyk. Tell he to take whatever Anthony Joshua offer him. 7%. I don't want to hear nothing about Usyk, all that nonsense. If you backing up Usyk with this, you're not no fan of boxing. You ain't no fair-minded person. Usyk wanted to offer Joe Joyce 7%.
That's crazy.
I mean, really, man. How y'all could be so hypocritical, man? Crazy. That was okay, but Joshua offering this man multi-millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? And that's not good enough.
That's not good enough.
Look here, man. Just give me a break. Tomorrow I'll deal with this on my life. Don't worry.
Okay. What Phil Walker says, that's not how that happens. AJ wants to rematch. Yo, let me tell you, Phil, my friend Phil, let me tell you how it works. The champion says, yo, if I lose, you're mandatory. You ain't getting no rematch. But if I lose, then I'm getting a rematch. Yeah, that's in the contract. And I'm still getting more than you. Still getting more than you. As a matter of fact, why is Joshua offering Usyk above the 7% that Usyk was offering Joe Joyce? That's the real talking point to me. Now think about it. Why is Joshua offering Usyk more than the 7% that Usyk was offering Joyce? No, you should just stick to that. The WB say WBO say 20%. Okay. 20%. Okay, we'll stick to the 20%. That's far more than the 7% Usyk was offering Joyce. Hey, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Eat it up. Eat up.
Man, they wanted Joyce to take 7%, so they wanted to say, look, the thing is, when they had the handle and somebody else had the blade, it was fine for them.
Yeah.
You need to accept whatever terms we get because we have the handle. Anthony Joshua have the handle, they have the blade, and all of a sudden now it's, oh, don't do that. No. You need to accept whatever terms Anthony Joshua said. If Anthony Joshua is cool with no rematch clause, that's cool. If he says rematch clause, then sign it. Whatever he says sign, you need to sign it. Okay? I don't want to hear, because when you had the handle against Joe Joyce, you didn't care. It was 7%. So all of a sudden, everybody calling off Alexander Usyk. Oh, that's not fair. Man, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's mad talk. Joe Joyce beat Dubois and Triple D won an interim title. Is that fair? Well, it's not really fair, but it's how it's been. It's a question of how it's been maneuvered. Joe Joyce now is in a strong place with the WBO, and Triple D is in a strong position with who's he with? The WBA. So we got both fighters in strong positions. Joyce with the WBO and Dubois with the WBA. So, remember they're both fighting under the, what do you call him? The Frank Warren. They're both fighting under the Frank Warren umbrella.
Hey, Rafi, I gotta get in the car, all right?
Yeah, man, that's good, man. That's good, Kung. You gotta get home. You stayed late anyway. Much appreciation goes out to the Iron Kong. He's got his own show. Be sure to check him out. Iron Kong, much appreciation. Much appreciation goes out to the Iron Kong. Gotta get home. Still at work. Okay. So, as I was saying, what we're looking at. Give Usyk. Usyk was gonna give Joe Joyce 7%, which slipped my mind. He's in no position. That's not how that happens. AJ wants to rematch. Of course, he wants to rematch. That's contractual. That's what he always does. You know, there's the A side and the B side, and Usyk is very much on the B side of this shiznix. If he keeps on yapping, if Usyk keeps on yapping, I say to blazes with him. Let him go and fight Joe Joyce for some chump change. Although I don't think Joyce is going to take that 7%. He can go. Alexander Usyk can go flying. He can go gliding. He can glide the hell on up out of here. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's have a look at what's going down. Yeah, he slows down time when he punches. He slows down time. Time warps when Joe punches. going on here? WBO purses worked out by where? Our WBO purses worked out by where they look at the purses of their last 3 fights. And for the Mando, isn't it 80-20? Yeah, it's 80-20. It's 80-20 for the Mando. The last 3 fights possible. They're both with Frank Warren. What's going on? WBA. Let's have a look. Okay, so this is the big boys boxing, right? So WBA interim title means nothing. Brian got that title fighting BJ Flores, and it's only Mando to the WBA regular anyway. Okay, and the WBA regular, that's Brian, Trevor Bryant, or Bryant, whatever you call him, Trevor Bryant. So they're trying to maneuver to get a position with Trevor Bryant. Trevor Bryant, is he going to step up? Is he going to step up to the plate? Does he want it with Joe Joyce? Highly unlikely. Highly unlikely, I say. So, but anyway, Frank Warren has got him in that position now. I think Frank Warren will be a bit more active now that he's got in his negotiations with the WBA to make it work for Daniel Dubois. Okay, so let's have a look what's going on. If Joe Joyce weren't happy, he should have got Frank to dig deeper in the pockets. If Joe Joyce wasn't, well, it's still ongoing, isn't it? It ain't over. What's going on here? Eddie already said they'll drop the belt rather than entering a purse bid. Maybe bluster, but who knows? Offering him 30 to get a rematch clause included. Offering 30 to get that rematch clause. Well, offering about 21. One offering 21. He was offering Joyce 7. One offer Usyk 21 to get the rematch clause included, or take a hike. How about that? He was offering Joyce 7%. Yo, he needs to suck it up. In comes the man like the big boys boxing. It's been a while. How do you do?
I'm not too bad, Raf. And yourself?
I'm very well, my friend. Very well. Come with it, big boys boxing. Speak your truth, my friend.
I'm not quite sure where you were. This new 2-step verification thing with YouTube slowed me down, so I missed a bit while I'm trying to get in. Last I heard, you were talking about Usyk and Joyce and AJ.
Yeah, we're talking about Usyk and Joyce and AJ. Just talking about that situation, that triangle there. Is it a triangle? Whatever.
Yeah, so you guys seem a bit upset with Usyk offering Joyce 7%. Is that correct?
In the context of this debate, the negotiations. In the context of the negotiations, I think the WBO mandate that Usyk's got 20% cut. That's the mandatory cut, 20% cut. Usyk says he wants some more. And that's where they're tied up in negotiations. However, it was brought to my attention that Usyk was offering Joe Joyce 7%. So when you look at it in that context, it's like a little bit rich when Usyk's saying, I want more. When he was offering Joe Joyce 7%. Yeah, that's where we are right about now.
Well, I can understand from Usyk's point of view that he was the mandatory due to his super status at cruiserweight, and he didn't need to fight Joe Joyce to have a title shot. He was already promised. So he's thrown a crappy offer out there for Joe Joyce because he didn't really want that fight. But the fact of the matter is, if Joyce wasn't happy with the 7% and it was an ordered fight, he could take it to purse bid, and the WBO would have given him more than 7%. But Usyk asking for more than 20%, against AJ. Well, like it was said, the WBO have calculated the past 3 fights, their income, and what they should get in this next fight. If Usyk's not happy with 20% and wants more, then he's going to have to give up anything that he wants.
Make concessions. He's going to have to make concessions. Yeah.
So
carry on.
That's the long and short of it, really. I don't really see what the huge deal is. Usyk's either going to take the 20% through purse bid, or he's going to negotiate for something better. Otherwise, he's just going to get 20%. That's it.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look what people saying. Offering more to include a rematch clause. Okay, Eddie will offer more. I'm confident Usyk only wants to cash out from the Joshua fight. That's the only reason why he moved up. He wants to cash out from the Joshua fight. That's the only reason he moved up. And how do I feel about that? I feel that you're spot on. Why did he move up from cruiserweight to heavyweight? He wants some of that big heavyweight action, the more night. But does he want to go through the heavyweight ranks to get to the action? No, I think he wants to go straight to the king, the unified champion, Anthony Joshua. I don't think he wants to play around with them other big boys.
Well, Usyk's been saying for a very long time, even before Joshua was champion, I believe, that he wanted to move up to heavyweight eventually. Okay. He spent a lot of time in the Vladimir Klitschko camps back in the day, so
that's right.
He knew what the heavyweight division was all about, for sure. But let's not kid ourselves. These guys are prize fighters. If they say they're not fighting for money, they're fighting for legacy, they're liars. All of them are fighting for money, and they all want legacy as well. But, if I was Usyk, I would have moved up to heavyweight, try to make more money before my career is finished as well. There's more money in the heavyweight division, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, well, you want that money. Everybody wants that money. Everybody's chasing that check, big boys boxing.
Damn right.
Damn straight. So Usyk wants some of that Joshua money. I don't know if he wants any of that Wilder money. I don't know if the Wilder money's the same, and I don't think the Fury money's the same either. Big boys boxing.
No, the money's definitely not the same. Anywhere else in the division, Joshua's the cash cow, no doubt about it. So everybody wants to fight Joshua, not necessarily because they think they can beat him, because they want that dough.
They want the dough. They want the dough. They want the long mo night. They want the long mo night, and it's entirely understandable. But well, hey, I don't think anybody's going to be crying tears if this thing falls short. If this thing falls short, I don't think anybody's going to be crying tears, because the fight's there. It's there if Usyk wants it. And in comes the man like the Phil Walker, a.k.a. Big Texas, a.k.a. you're on mute. How are you doing, Phil Walker?
What's up, fellas? I'm doing well.
Good to have you back up in there, much like the big boys. I ain't seen you up in here in a while. What's it been, a month or two?
Yeah, it's been about a month.
It's been about a month, but hey, we like when our guests come back. And yes, talk to me, Phil Walker.
All right, man. Look, I completely look. I'm looking at this perspective between Anthony Joshua and Usyk. Totally different. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna go and grab a drink. You carry on. You say your piece.
Okay, so for me, Usyk, has been more than patient since he's moved up to heavyweight in order to get his mandatory shot at the WBO belt holder. Okay, whoever it may be. Right now, currently, of course, is Anthony Joshua. Okay, he's been more than patient. He was even willing to take the back burner and let these guys go ahead, fight for undisputed and get his shot afterwards. So for me, when I look at Usyk and how the WBO runs their sanctioning body, which puts him in a position to automatically challenge the WBO belt holder in the division above him, and I see how he's been moving, he's been more than patient, letting Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn, and these guys maneuver in whatever way they deem fit to become undisputed. And again, like I just said, he was even willing to let these guys do the undisputed fight. Now that this situation has unfolded and the undisputed fight is not happening, I absolutely think that, okay, now it's Usyk's time. He's been more than patient, and now he wants to fight. Now, with that being said, everybody knows that it's 80-20 whenever we're talking about a split for a mandatory fight with the WBO, okay? Nobody's debating that. That's in black and white. You can't change it, right? Now, on the other hand, okay, it's a couple of different things that's holding up this fight from happening. And this is just based on my understanding, and I could be wrong, is one of the things that's holding it up is the simple fact that the rematch clause, okay? Now, Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn is trying to get Usyk to sign a rematch clause just in case AJ loses. Usyk is saying, hey, look, I'm a mandatory. I don't have to give you a rematch clause. I don't have to sign that, which is very true. He does not have to bow down and say, if I lose AJ, I'll give you a second chance at beating me. He doesn't have to.
It's the ring.
So he doesn't have to do that. That's not something that's written in stone. A lot of times people do it just as a simple courtesy and as to show, the champion homage to say, hey, look, I understand where you're coming from. But Alexander Usyk is telling Anthony Joshua, hey, look, dude, I don't have to give you a rematch if I don't want to. If I'm the new champion, I move however I want to move, and I don't want to have a rematch. If I don't want to fight you again, I don't want to have to fight you again. That's very well within his rights, okay? So, also, the way it works with the sanctioned body, if they can't come to terms on the amount of money or how much is going to go into this particular fight with this 80-20 split, these two promoters are going to go to a purse bid. Now, with the purse bid, and the reason why they're talking about vacating the belt is because Eddie Hearn is not confident that he's going to win the purse bid. So this is why he's talking about vacating the belt. So for one, he's worried about not winning the purse bid. Two, Usyk is not agreeing to sign the rematch clause. Hey, look, if you want to make the fight happen, okay, if you want to make the fight happen, I think Usyk has a little bit more wiggle room and more power than people are anticipating in this thing because Joshua is such a big star. But being a big star a lot of times does not always equate to negotiating every little minor detail that you want. And I think that's the brick wall that these guys have run into at this point in time.
That rematch clause basically is Alexander Usyk's bargaining chip, isn't it?
Yeah.
He can say to AJ, look, give me 35% and you got your rematch. Otherwise,
exactly. There you go. The rematch clause is the key thing because Usyk doesn't have to give it to him. It's nowhere in any kind of rules or anything that says he has to give the champion a rematch.
Don't have to give it. Don't have to give it. He don't have to give. He can walk away. He can walk away.
No, he's not going to walk away. He's going to go to first.
Why don't you walk away and set up a fight with Bush, Phil? Why don't you walk away if you're not happy? Why don't you walk away, Phil?
No, people
walk away. AJ will have to vacate.
Exactly. People not understanding the power that Usyk has in this particular scenario. He does not have to walk away. If they don't come to agreements, it's going to absolutely, by rule, by law, by black and white, go to a purse bid between two different promoters. Okay, and whoever wins it at that particular point dictate the terms of the financials of the fight, of course, right? So So guess what? Eddie Hearn is saying, no way, Jose. Hell no. I'm probably gonna lose the purse bid, is what he's thinking. So I'd rather vacate the belt. He doesn't have to walk away. He really has all the chips in his hand. He really has the upper hand on Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn right now. People just don't understand how these things work.
Well, if he's got the upper hand, it's all gravy, yeah? Usyk's got the upper hand, you're telling me, Phil. So it's all gravy, it's all cool in the gang.
Not yet. They're still negotiating.
They're still negotiating.
He has bargaining chips that AJ either wants that rematch or he's not going to fight him. If he doesn't fight him, he's going to have to drop the belt, and that's called a duck.
Oh,
I'm glad somebody's understanding how this thing works.
Yeah, that is a duck. If AJ walks away and vacates, he ducked Usyk.
If AJ walks away from Usyk, if they can't, who the hell? They can't. You driving a train, Phil? You a train driver?
Nah, man. Man, I drive a real nice automobile. We got all the best AC units, compressors, and everything. We got it on full blast.
You need it in full blast in Texas, that's for sure. No doubt about it. Okay, so if AJ, we're going into new I'm going to talk to you in the second fight, Doctor. We're going into new territory now. We're going into new territory now. Hold on. What's going on in here? That's Usyk's leverage. I remember when Bellew said he'll walk into the sunset as he doesn't like the limelight. And what the hell are we talking about Bellew for? Anthony Bellew, you'll never, I don't get the reference. I guess I'll have to go back deeper into that. Where we at? Beating Joyce is easier than beating AJ. If AJ vacates or if he doesn't, AJ gets, hold on. Beating Joyce is easier than beating AJ. If AJ vacates or if he doesn't, AJ gets a
confusing.
That's illegible. You know what I'm saying? Just because they're words, it don't mean they make sense together. Gotta make sure they make sense together. She's biz up in the building. Big up Raf, big up the chat. Where are we? Usyk will walk out to ABBA.
He's not Swedish, man.
Yeah, Swedish. He seems the kind of guy who would do some shizzle like that.
Oh, yes, he is.
The kind of guy who pull some shizzle like that. That alone's a good reason to walk away. That's a joke. That's a joke. OMG. You know what, Fight Doc? I was looking. Hold on, Fight Doc. Calm down. Let me get to you in a second. I just want to see what people are saying. Hold on. Usyk wins more if AJ doesn't vacate, but if he does, he has easier fights for the title. What happens if AJ walks away? Just go on, get on with it then. Go on, get on with it. Usyk fights Joyce, yeah? That's the next move. Usyk fights Joyce. If he doesn't come to agreement with AJ, he fights Joyce. That's what happens next. Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
absolutely. No. I mean, that's the fight that was going to happen for a these two guys were going to mix it up for a minor title if Undisputed would have fell through. So logically thinking, you would think that Joyce would be the next play. That's not something that's in concrete, but this is what I will say. People don't understand that right now Alexander Usyk is in the top 3 and 4 of the in 3 of the 4 sanctioning bodies. So AJ, it doesn't matter who he beat. It's the fact that the sanctioning. Hold on, Ralph. It doesn't matter who he beat. It's the fact that the sanctioning bodies have deemed him worthy to hold those positions. Now, we could debate on his opponents all day long, whether we think they're good, whether we think they're bad. But at the end of the day, it'll be a useless and irrelevant debate, considering the sanctioning body already has this guy in position to make moves to become mandatory in 3 other sanctioning bodies, probably within the near future, especially if he beats somebody like a Joe Joyce. So I mean, there's no way getting around this guy. I mean, you have to fight him now, or you have to fight him later, whether it's with the WBO, whether it's with the WBA or the IBF. So do it. You might as well work this thing out right now and let the chips fall where they may.
Work this thing out. Brother's gonna have to work it out. Before we go to the fight, Doctor, I want to hear what Big Boys Boxing says on this. If AJ and Usyk and Krasuk don't come to an agreement, it's Joe Joyce versus Usyk next. You reckon?
Well, yeah, I was going to get to that same point Phil made about Usyk being highly ranked across the board. I mean, he's number 2 with the WBC. Where is he with the WBA? He's not in the WBA.
No, I think he's either 2 or 3 with the WBA.
Is he?
Yes,
absolutely.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah, no, we've got number 1 with the WBA.
Well, number 1, there you go. I knew he was highly ranked. So, exactly. He's the man, bro. Like, they think he's the man.
He's the man.
I mean,
number 3 with the IBF as well. So he's got options.
Exactly.
He's got a load of options. So
I think he probably would fight Joyce again, though. The confidence he would possibly have, having beaten him in the World Series of Boxing, may push him, and that's going to be the next. That won't be the next mandatory. Maybe he'll look at the next mandatory that Joshua will face and go for that, so he can still try and get the AJ cash.
Okay? Yeah. So how would that look like? What would that picture be like?
Wow. He would fight, if he was going to go the WBA route, he would fight Luis Ortiz, number 1 and number 2. And I believe that's probably the next mandatory to come around besides the WBO. So I imagine that's what he'd try and do.
So what's the advantage for Joshua in just saying, hey, listen, you don't want to fight me, go about your business. I think that's my best AJ impersonation I've ever done in my life. You don't want to fight me? Yo, listen, carry on about your business then. What's the advantage for Joshua? What's the advantage for Joshua? As a matter of fact, rat-tat-tat, Karen and Big Boys, and I'll go to Fight Doctor after you.
Okay, if AJ says not, take your belt, vacates, whatever, Usyk goes off and tries to get the AJ mandatory through the WBA and fights Ortiz, then Anthony Joshua can fight possibly Joe Joyce to regain the WBO belt. That would be an easier, I think negotiations would be a lot easier with Joe Joyce than Alexander Usyk. But then Joyce has to fight somebody to obtain that vacant WBO belt prior to that. So
he's got to obtain it. Who could that be? Could be Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker v. Joyce. If Usyk
Parker v. Joyce would be the first choice for the WBO because they'd be number 2 and 3.
That's number 2 and 3.
If Parker doesn't want that fight, you could see Joyce v. Wilder because he's next in line on the WBO.
Game. And listen, I won't be upset. I won't be upset if Joshua plays hardball and tells Usyk, yo, go and get that big money fight you want. Then go on you go, off you go. I won't be upset because everybody else gets to play footloose and fancy free. Tyson Fury's over there in Miami, playing footloose and fancy free, getting a bit of training in as well with Sugar Hill Stewart over there. But Joshua's got to be shackled at all times. I don't blame him if he wants to cut loose a little bit for a little while, for a month or two. Why is he the one got to be guarding all the belts while you got guys like Wilder over there and guys like Fury over there and jumping in, hopping out, playing hopscotch, put your left foot in, put your right foot out, all that palaver. But anyway, in comes the man like. I'll let him introduce himself.
Fight Doctor's in the house on Rick James status, as always.
Rick James status. and he is in. He's in. I don't know if we're on the mushrooms yet. Are we on the mushrooms yet, or is it a bit early?
Only top shelf, okay? Only top shelf.
Only top shelf, okay. That's a mushroom infused answer. Okay, so talk to me about this Joshua. Let's avoid rubbing the mic on the acrylic. Let's avoid rubbing the mic on the acrylic sweater.
My bad.
Let's avoid that. And yeah, talk to me about this. Talk to me about this Joe Joyce versus, Joshua versus Usyk fiasco, Farrago.
So it's called prize fighting for a reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
So boxing is a sport, but it's also a business, big business. Mm-hmm. And the bottom line is the bottom line. These guys are in it to make the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. So I don't honestly believe that Team Joshua, I don't honestly believe that Team Usyk wants Joshua to drop the WBO belt. I don't honestly believe that Team Usyk wants the fight to go to purse bid. If the fight goes to purse bid, Joshua drops the belt only for the fight to go to purse bid a second time, this time against whomever they line up for him to fight, okay? Conceivably Joe Joyce. Mm-hmm. And the Joe Joyce payday is going to be a lot less than the Anthony Joshua payday. So there are only 3 names at heavyweight you can fight for big money: Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. And of those 3, only 1 is available. So if you're Usyk, what are your options here? I mean, sure, you could fight for a vacant belt, but what does that mean other than the fact that you have got a paper title? I mean, what does it mean to your bottom line, right? Usyk needs it. Listen, I don't think that Usyk is one who's going to have a long, enduring career at heavyweight. He's just not. And I promise you, he's going to catch an L in the next 2-3 fights. Of that, I have no doubt. If he fights Joshua, he catches an L in his next fight. So I would hope that whoever is calculating the math for Team Usyk can figure out the obvious, which is they need the Joshua fight sooner as opposed to later. You know, because look, if you don't get Joshua now, then who's to say you're going to get him later? Mm-hmm. Or who's to say you're going to get any top heavyweight later for big money? That's not a guarantee. All right, we know how the business of boxing works. It's crooked. It's dirty. So I would hope that whoever is the brain trust of Team Usyk would figure out how they're going to, however they're playing poker, I'm hoping that the end result is they get Joshua in the ring as soon as humanly possible. I would hope. Because if not, then, yeah, it will have all been for nothing, in my opinion.
Okay. So, what's time saying? Okay. So, let me go around the table. And you can tell me what you hope will happen. Let me start off with Phil. What with this negotiation? What is your ideal scenario with regards to carry on?
Well, my ideal scenario is that Usyk and AJ get in the ring right now. I mean, I said it earlier, either you fight this guy now or you fight him later. As far as what Fight Doctor is saying in regards to the prize fighting thing, and it's something that we spoke about last night. Look, man, Usyk can face that same fate. He faces the same fate as every heavyweight does in boxing. You know, you never know how your next fight is going to turn out. But at the end of the day, all these guys plan on winning and plan on collecting straps and stuff like that for the most part, okay? Now, with that being said, if it does go to purse bid and Usyk ends up fighting Anthony Joshua, that's fine. If AJ vacates, Usyk still gets the shot at that WBO belt against whoever the WBO deems worthy to fill that vacant slot as far as the opponent is concerned. But I would like AJ to go ahead and fight Usyk now because, as we mentioned, Usyk is in the top 3 in 3 of the 4 sanctioning bodies. So it's going to happen one way or another. Right now, you're in negotiations. Both of you guys save yourself some time, and guess what? Get the fight done and make a deal, man. Just make a deal. You know, Usyk has a lot more bargaining power than people realize. It's just people's minds are so clouded because AJ is just such a mega attraction. He's just he's the guy. He's the cash guy. So, but at the same time, that black and white paper is what the black and white paper says. And right now, Usyk does have some bargaining chips on the line, and he's using them to the utmost of his ability.
Okay. Big boys boxing. What do you want to see happen? What's your ideal scenario? What do you want to see?
I want to see Usyk get in the ring with AJ and get this mandatory obligation out of the way. I'm sick of hearing about it. It's been 19 months. He's been mandatory. I'm totally over it. Like Phil was saying, I think Usyk does have some bargaining chips there, but also like Fight Doctor was saying, he better watch himself, because if he pushes too hard and AJ does vacate that belt, there goes that payday. So, he's not going to get a payday as big as fighting Joshua, even at only 20%. The one other thing I'm pondering about is why Eddie Hearn thinks he may lose the purse bid if it goes to purse bid. I'm wondering, does he think he can't put enough money in because the fight isn't actually worth as much as what AJ's fights usually are worth? So would he have to overpay and spend some of his DAZN money that he's supposed to be saving for other big fights? So I don't know. I just want to see the fight done, dusted. I don't care who gets paid what. I don't count the other guys. I don't count the money in the guys' pockets. I just want to see the action.
You just want to see the action. But we do know that Joshua is sick of dancing to other people's drums, sick of being told, yeah, you're going to fight this guy at this price, and you're going to have to overpay this guy, and you're going to have to overpay the other guy. But I think I like the way the WBO have done it, to say they've calculated your last 3 fights to arrive at your percentage or something like that. I like that. Do I want to see Joshua? Do I want to see Joshua fight Usyk? Sure, if he's in the way, and he's in the way. So I want to see him fight Usyk. But also, I can appreciate that he's bulking. Being told what to do at every step of the way. I understand that. He's bulking. But he's only bulking because Usyk don't want to give him the rematch clause that is pretty much standard in the Anthony Joshua contract. Usyk is bulking at that, and he wants to use that as leverage to get more money. So it's all going to come down to how it comes down, how it works out. Me, I'm just gonna sit back and let the cards fall as they may. We were very invested in the undisputed fight, and then we got played like fools. By fools by Bob Arum. We got some bad feedback there by Bob Arum, by Tyson Fury, by what do you call him? Brick Top, Frank Warren. So he got played by fiddles, and that's only been recently. So you know what I'm doing from now on? Let the contract negotiations go ahead and wake me up when they have come to a decision. If Usyk misses out on this, he'd kind of laugh. He'd make me laugh. Laugh.
Can I say something real quick? I mean, Usyk got $2.5 million for his last fight, guaranteed. I mean, this guy's not making peanuts, people. I mean, I understand you keep saying he's going to miss out, of course, on his biggest payday.
Yeah.
This guy is making a lot more money than people realize he's making. He's making more than Luis Ortiz. He's making more than everybody in the division except for Dillian White, Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, and Tyson Fury.
You know why?
I mean,
because he's fighting.
He is though.
Because he's fighting for Eddie Hearn. You know why? Because he's fighting for Eddie Hearn.
So here, can I ask a question?
He's gonna make good money. He's gonna make good money. He ain't fighting for chump change like the likes of Luis Ortiz.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, if Joshua drops the title, okay, and let's just assume Joe Joyce would be next in line.
Yeah.
And Joyce and Usyk would fight for the vacant WBO title.
Yeah.
What would be the mandated purse split in that scenario?
That's a good question.
The WBO would have to do their analysis, but I imagine it would be around 60-40.
Yeah.
Usyk's favor.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
So now, if it were 60-40, now how much did Joe Joyce make in his last fight? Because I'm sure it wasn't close to $2.5 million.
We don't know.
Have to ask Bricktop that one.
Yeah, that's what
So I can almost promise you that Team Usyk, their worst case scenario would be Joshua dropping the belt and then a potential fight with Joe Joyce going to purse bid. That would be their worst. I think that would be their worst case scenario.
Yeah.
I don't think they want that to happen at all. Because now not only are you making less money, but you're fighting a guy who probably makes considerably less than you, but who will be making more coin in a fight where if it were maybe like negotiated, the guy wouldn't get anywhere near 40%. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think Usyk really does not have a lot of wiggle room here.
I don't think so.
And honestly, look, above and beyond that, right? Let's just take all the finance and set it to the side for a second, okay? What do you think was going through Jared Miller's mind when he witnessed the spectacle of Joshua Ruiz 1?
EPO.
Besides EPL. That's a good one.
WD-40.
Well, look, I'm sure
hold on, fight doctor. I mean, I think you said that wrong because if Joshua vacates the belt, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to have to do a purse bid. Like it
doesn't. However, But look, listen. If Joshua vacates and Joyce, so if Joshua vacates, the WBO will give Usyk and whoever is next, conceivably Joyce, they would get a certain amount of time to negotiate. Now, Joyce could do the same thing that Usyk is doing right now: play hardball and refuse.
Because it's not a mandatory. You see what I'm saying? Like hold up, because you have to be in possession of the belt in order for it to be a 80-20 split. In this case, they're just negotiating for a vacant title. The rules totally change.
Right,
the rules totally change.
But that's the point that I'm making is that if Joshua vacates, the WBO would order Usyk Joyce. The WBO would give them time to negotiate. And if Joyce were to play the same games that Usyk is playing right now and refuse to come to terms, then the WBO would order a purse bid. The split conceivably would be 60-40, which I think is probably more money than Joyce is commercially worth. So again,
not necessarily,
but I can guarantee you that the pot for Joyce versus Usyk is smaller than the pot for Joshua versus Usyk. So either way, Usyk is making less money. Yeah. All right, Usyk is making less money. I promise you. So Team Usyk, from my estimation, are shooting themselves in the foot because the point is called prize fighting. So the point is you want to fight for a prize, and I would think the bigger the prize, the more attractive the fight. So listen. Joyce, Team Usyk, I don't really think they want to fight Joe Joyce. They want to fight Joshua.
But it's the thing, they were going to
fight.
hold up. They were going to fight against Joe Joyce anyway. So now they were going to fight Joyce anyway. So you look at the scenario and you find out the financials of whatever the scenario is before they vacated the belt and everything. And I think it'll be a lot easier to negotiate those terms based on these guys are already been negotiating these terms because they're supposed to fight. So at the end of the day, when you look at it, they're not shooting themselves in the foot because look, you will lose money if you don't get the Anthony Joshua fight. That's a guarantee. But you have to look at the scenario that guess what? Usyk wasn't supposed to fight Joshua anyway. He planned on making whatever he was going to make to fight against Joe Joyce. So if you look at the time invested, if you look at the time of the fight and when the fight was planned, Usyk was not counting on the Anthony Joshua money being there until the fight fell through. So Usyk is in the exact same position that he was if AJ decides to vacate the belt. He's just nothing changed for him. Nothing changes. Nothing changes for him.
The scenario is different.
Yeah, what happens?
What happens? It's not different.
Hold on. The scenario is different. I'm talking to Phil. The scenario is different because Usyk was mandated to fight Joshua. That was going to be the next fight. Then Joshua started talking. The undisputed opportunity came around. And so the WBO eventually, after a long time, relented and said, okay, we'll give you a certain amount of time to get the undisputed fight done. So it's the other way around. Usyk was supposed to fight Joshua until the undisputed opportunity came around. And then that fight was put on the shelf. And instead, they mandated that Usyk fight Joyce. So that's why Usyk has been holding out and making negotiations difficult with Joyce because he was holding out for the Joshua fight. So that's the play. That's the play. But what I'm saying is, I can understand Joshua saying, "Yo, I'm sick and tired of playing by these people's rules, and he don't seem to get me the fights that I want to get." So
that's Ralphie.
No, that's what I'm saying. You can't tell me no for what I'm saying. This is my position. You can say
I got you, but if you want to hold the titles, you got to follow the rules.
You can say you have a different position, but this is my position. What I'm saying is I can understand if Joshua goes, yo, listen, I'm playing by the rules all the time. I'm being the good guy, and I ain't getting the fights that I want to get. Maybe you just go on, take that then. Take that. You don't want these terms. You don't want these terms that they're good terms that's going to change your life. You don't want this life-changing money. Go and do what you want to do. Go and do what you want to do. I don't think that's what's going to happen because Eddie Hearn's already told us that good progress is being made, and he's ultimately expecting to get this thing wrapped up before purse bids are closed. So long as he gets wrapped up before purse bids are closed, because purse bids are already open. So it's a question of getting the deal done before purse bids are closed, and it's a question of who has got the more steely nerves, who can hold their nerve better than the other man. To me, that's what it boils down to. Joshua's side have given Usyk an offer they think is very competitive, better than he's going to get from anybody else. He ain't going to get no offer like that from Deontay Wilder. He ain't going to get no offer like that from Tyson Fury. So you're here now in front of the man. There's your offer. Take your pick.
Ralphie, can I add something?
Yeah.
Anthony Joshua, right? With or without the WBO strap, Anthony Joshua could literally fight anyone in the heavyweight division and make as much money as he would fighting Alexander Usyk. And nobody would bat an eye. There's a long list of heavyweights Joshua could fight instead of Usyk. And look, he could fight Dillian White. He could fight anybody, literally anybody from the top 10. Mm-hmm. And it would not at all make a difference. And no one would honestly care about the WBO title. Mm-hmm. And
Kind of agree.
On the flip side, all of a sudden now you have Joe Joyce. If Joshua vacates, now you have Joe Joyce with a considerably more bargaining power than he had previously.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I don't understand these calculations that Team Usyk are using. I don't understand their math because it just doesn't seem to add up. You know, and then above and beyond that is the fact that Joshua is a vulnerable champion. Who's to say somebody else doesn't beat you to the punch? Ask Big Baby Miller.
Why is he more vulnerable than any other champion?
Exactly.
We've seen Joshua get knocked out.
Once.
We've never seen Tyson Fury get knocked out. But
no, look, listen, let me hold on, because y'all about to go off the rails. Let me make my point real quick before y'all go off the rails and talk about knockouts and all this other kind of stuff. Look, this is the deal. This is the deal right here. Okay, like you're talking about Usyk, and he needs to take whatever this guy gives him and all this other kind of stuff. Look, man. You guys, and this to me, this is what makes me sick about boxing fans, because I mean, at the end of the day, you guys will say whatever you need to say to make your case about the guy that you're supporting. You can't sit here and make videos for 3 weeks about how these guys are messing up Undisputed and how all we want is Undisputed, the road to Undisputed. It's all about Undisputed. Tyson Fury is a shyster and all these guys are shysters. And now it's okay. Well, yeah, Joshua, go ahead. They don't want to give you what they don't want to take it. So go ahead, Joshua. Just drop the belt. Just vacate the belt and just leave Usyk and let him do what he wants to do. We're okay with that. The WBO belt doesn't make that much sense to me anyway. We're not gonna miss it. No, look, hold on, man. Hold on. Hold up 1 second. You cannot have it both ways. When Anthony Joshua decided that the road to Undisputed entails holding all the straps, okay, and fulfilling the mandatories, he knew this before he signed up for it. It just so happened he's run into a scenario where, guess what? You don't have all the bargaining chips that you need to move how you deem worthy at this very moment. Usyk right now, okay, people can say what they want about he's not fighting anybody and all this other kind of stuff and his prize fighting, and AJ can make as much money as he wants fighting somebody different. Look, nobody's talking about any of that. At the end of the day, the WBO has rules, okay? And if you want to hold on to that strap, you have to follow those rules. People, hey, look, Anthony Joshua is the good guy in the division. He's the guy that follows the rules. That's his MO, okay?
How long?
He's the golden. Hold up. He's the.
How long does he have to follow the rules?
Hold up. He's the golden boy. He's the golden boy. So
yeah,
guess
well,
what? Hold up. I'm gonna tell you. He has to follow. Hold on, Rafi. He has to follow the rules as long as he holds. Hold on, Rafi. He has to follow the rules as long as he holds the strap. So guess what?
He doesn't want to follow the rules no more.
Okay, you gotta vacate then. And I don't want to hear nothing about the road to Undisputed no more. Either you make the deal or you don't.
The road to Undisputed is gone. We just been
either you make the deal or you don't.
We just been conned. We've been conned.
Can I chime in on Undisputed argument?
You're moving even farther away from Undisputed.
Well, can I chime in on this Undisputed argument?
No, hold on a second. We gotta thrash this out. Listen, okay, he's the golden boy. He's the good guy. Listen, good guys turn bad all the time with the proper provocation.
Okay, drop the belt. Drop the belt.
You don't follow the rules. Drop the belt. Take off the white hat, put on the black hat.
Drop the belt.
The white hat, put on the black hat, and ride into town.
Man. Nah. Look, brother. Look. When Joshua decided that he wanted to hold these straps, he knew what came with the responsibility of this, man. I'm not cutting him a break because all of a sudden now we don't want him to be the good guy because he follows the rules. No, he knew the rules before he signed up for the freaking game.
Okay.
I don't respect that. I don't respect that.
The other guys do the rules too. The other guys rule.
We're not talking about the other guys. The other guys don't have anything to do with this scenario with Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk. They don't have anything to do with this.
Deontay Wilder, they
don't hold the WBO strap, Ralphie. I'm sorry, but your point is null and void. It's null and void. They don't hold the WBO strap. I'm sorry.
Can I chime in? Can I chime in on this whole undisputed question?
Hold on. They dance to their own tune. Listen, there's only so long the good guy is going to be a good guy with this level of provocation.
That's no excuse.
Listen, the white hat turns gray eventually. Okay? The white hat turns gray eventually. And from gray, it can turn to black.
No, y'all cutting them a break, man.
I ain't cutting nobody a break. I'm just telling you.
Cutting them a break.
I'm just telling you that sometimes the nice guy says that.
And guess what? If the nice guy is screaming at the top of if the nice guy is screaming at the top of his lungs, everything has always, this is what he said. It's always been about the belts. This is not me saying it. This is Anthony Joshua, and this is his promoter, Eddie Hearn, saying it has always been about the belts, and it has always been about becoming undisputed. Talk about 1 second. Hold up, Ralph. Let me say it. Don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me, Ralph. Please, sir. Please, can I get some respect? This is their words. This is not my words. So now, when you decided to sign up and say it's all about the belts, you knew what rules came with each sanctioning body that you hold a strap for. And the WBO rules are very, very clear. It's not like the WBC or the WBA where you got to go against this and they just making up stuff as they go along. No, it is clear as day in black and white how the WBO works, and Anthony Joshua can read very well. He's a very educated brother. Okay, everybody can see that he does have his business affairs in order. And guess what? It's obviously not about the straps, because he is now talking about vacating if he can't get his way. To me, that's what does when he doesn't get his ball. No, period. You're a man. Deal with the responsibilities. Deal with the responsibilities.
You missed everything you just said. We went into robot mode. You missed everything.
Can I chime in on this undisputed question?
No. We want to get this thing sorted out. Then you can come in a second. We want to get this thing sorted out first and foremost. But what I'm saying to you, Phil, is that the white hat, eventually, the white hat turns gray. And then after it turns gray, it can turn to black. You can't expect the nice guy to be the perpetual nice guy when things ain't working out. Things ain't working out. Things ain't dropping into plan. So if Anthony Joshua says, you know what? Forget this. I'm going a different route. If he says that, then, I can't blame him. I don't think he's going to say that. I think they're going to try to make the fight. Big boys jump boxing just dropped off. Sorry. We got into it, big boys, but thanks for jumping on. Dan, the man, has just come in. I'll talk to you in a second, Dan. But what I'm saying to you, Phil, is that no, you can't depend on the good guy. Keep on being the good guy when we got guys over there in the USA, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, kind of footloose.
It's not about them, Ralphie. No. I'm not gonna let you. I'm not gonna let you bring Tyson. Hold up, Ralph. I'm not gonna let you bring Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder into this scenario. No. I can't let you bring Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury into this scenario because, as you said before, hold up 1 second. As you said before, the Usyk fight was supposed to happen before Eddie Hearn got with Bob Arum and Tyson Fury and start negotiating Undisputed. So they knew before Undisputed. So you cannot blame Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder for this. I'm not going to let you bring them into this right here. Guess what? You have responsibilities that you need to hold up. You have responsibilities as a fighter that you need to uphold by the WBO, and there's no confusion about these responsibilities when you hold that strap. Their rules can be read on their website, big as day. We can all follow this extremely well. Anthony Joshua has a responsibility with the WBO to fulfill his mandatory. If he does not want to follow the rules, then he gets the consequence of, guess what? Having to vacate the belt. It doesn't matter if he's a good guy. It doesn't matter if he's a bad guy. What he's doing right now, if he decides to vacate, he's neglecting his responsibility as a title holder with the WBO, and I'm not letting him off the hook for that. Period.
Okay, so wait. So we got Deontay Wilder, who's neglected his.
I'm not talking about Deontay Wilder. This is AJ and the WBO. Deontay Wilder has never held the WBO strap. Period.
Please, let's have some order. Okay.
Why you keep bringing up these other guys though?
Okay. please.
I mean, for real though.
You've had your turn. Please.
Can I say
I'm
something
not
real
talking
quickly
about
before I
Wilder.
go?
I'm not talking about Wilder or Fury.
Okay.
I'm not talking about those guys.
But you're not talking. I'm talking though. I'm talking.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
I'm saying that Wilder has perpetually neglected his duties as a WBC champ. Tyson Fury never once respected his role as a unified champion. But now we're gonna quibble about AJ. Nah. Let's go to the fight doctor and then Dan the man.
I will defer to Dan the man because it sounds like he has some business to attend to. So Dan, please go ahead.
Come on in, Dan the man. How do you do?
I'm good, man. All I gotta say is preach, Phil, preach. That's all I gotta say.
Let
me make this real quick.
Say that again.
I said Phil, preach. Phil, preach, man.
Okay, yeah.
All right, let me just say this real quickly, man. Everything Phil said, I gotta agree with, man. I'll make this real quick because I gotta get on the phone. But I'll say one thing: Joshua doesn't have to. Look, he's within his right to do what he wants to do with the WBO belt. I get that, but the one thing that's going to come back and bite him in the ass, and I think what Phil's referring to, is that when he went at Tyson Fury, and rightfully so, go after him because of the debacle of the negotiations. He said in that last line of that tweet, I want a real champion to step up and fight me. Where there's that champion, Usyk, he's stepping up. He wants to fight you. And what do? You want to turn around and talk about you want to vacate the belt. You can't get things your way. Nah, that makes you look like a hypocrite, bro. It does. And to bring up Tyson Fury, to bring up Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury to justify Joshua for contemplating vacating the belt. Come on, guys, y'all better than that. You can't do that. They got nothing to do
Come
with
on,
the
man.
WBO.
Thank you, Dan. That's sad, man.
I ain't doing squat. Anthony Joshua.
That's sad.
I ain't doing squat. Anthony Joshua is gonna do what he wants to do.
Right.
I mean, but hold on. What is AJ vacating have to do with Fury and what does AJ vacating have to do with Fury and Deontay Wilder? Zero.
I'll tell you. Not zero. I'll tell you exactly what it's got to do with them. It's because we got two guys. Thanks, Dan. Thanks for coming on, Dan. You got two irresponsible guys over there in the States right now by the name of Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, who have been negligent, highly negligent and irresponsible with their duties. Then you got one guy, you got the choir boy over here being a good boy and not getting the results and the outcomes that he wants. Yo, listen, if he decides to take off the white hat and put on the black hat, that's entirely his choice.
Yo, that's yo, man. I'm gonna tell you something, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's sad, and that's really sorry, bro. Like that's a sad day in boxing that people are saying, oh, because Deontay Wilder didn't do X, Y, and Z. Anthony Joshua doesn't have to do it. Since when does AJ want to do anything remotely close to Deontay Wilder?
Hey, listen.
Come on now.
I want to tell you. If you let me talk, I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
Now, hold on.
Do I get to chime in?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Carry on.
All right. So back to the question of undisputed. Now, I've been on record for a long time having said that all of these so-called sanctioning organizations, read properly, sanctioning mobs, are corrupt, and their trinkets are next to meaningless. Now, Joshua, in my opinion, he should drop the WBO belt simply because he's the draw, right? I mean, he's the guy who's driving the heavyweight division financially right now. And be that as it may, why should he bow down to the dictations of the mafia, aka the WBO? I mean, seriously, why? Why should he bow down to the dictations of Usyk? Listen, these are the terms. You want to fight? These are the terms. Accept these terms, or guess what? I'll walk. You can go fight a nobody in Joe Joyce for peanuts.
These guys.
Look, listen, this is business. This Undisputed is a sham, and I think the people who are making the decisions understand that Undisputed is a sham. That's the reason why you have Hearn making these mumblings about dropping the belt, because Eddie Hearn understands the value of these titles, which is nil. They have no value. They're inconsequential.
You have a point. You have a point if you didn't make such a big deal about the titles.
Okay, so
Well, listen, it's called marketing.
Yeah.
I mean, look, that's what the titles are good for.
Nah, man, come on, no,
They're
bro,
good for marketing purposes.
no.
Can I get my turn? Can I get my turn?
Go ahead, Ralph. It's your show, baby. It's your show.
I think it was my turn. I think it was my turn, and then I deferred to the fight doctor, but it's my turn now. It's my turn now. Listen, we're talking about the good guy being fed up with them other guys. They can do what they want, and if he turns around, I don't think he will. But if he turns around, if Joshua turns around and says, "Nah, F all this," and takes a different route, which I don't think he will, then to me, that would indicate that he's just sick and tired of them guys over there dancing footloose and fancy free, and he's in a straitjacket. He's got to follow the rules. He's got to turn left when the sign says turn left. He's got to stop when he says stop. He goes when he go. Nah, that can only last for so long until you say, you know what, I'm fed up with all of this, and I'm going to go different routes. I don't think that's what's going to happen. They're trying diligently to make the Usyk fight, and I think the Usyk fight will be made. But in the meantime, if people are worried that Anthony Joshua might turn from a white hat to a black hat, then I find that perfectly understandable, that he just wants to shake off the shackles. He wants to stop having to overpay people. He wants to stop being restricted when he sees them other guys, Wilder, Fury, dancing footloose and fancy free. I find that entirely understandable, even though I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think the fight's going to be made, but I totally understand Anthony Joshua feeling like he's been penalized for being the good guy. So if he changes, if them other guys influence him, and if he changes, do not be surprised or alarmed. It's just natural. When your competitors are moving shady, you may just take off the restrictions. Phil Walker.
All right, man. Look, so let me ask you guys a question. How long has Usyk been a heavyweight? Close to 3 years, correct?
What? No, it couldn't be close to 3 years.
Two fights. Against nobody. Two fights against nobody.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question. How long? So let's see what. I'm not at my computer, Mr. Rafi. Can you look at Alexander Usyk first fight at heavyweight, if you don't mind?
Yeah, sure. Let me bring him up. What's this year?
Chaz Witherspoon.
Chaz Witherspoon. I got it. Yeah. I just want to know when the fight happened.
AKA Pillsbury Doughboy.
Okay, we got it, fight doctor. We got it. We understand you don't think Usyk has fought nobody. That's irrelevant to what we're talking about. So you can kill it. All right. So when was when was this first fight in heavyweight?
Let me bring that up. Chaz, what is it? CAF. Chaz Witherspoon, go.
Just go to box Rick.
Yeah, I'm in there. Chaz.
Okay.
Chaz not coming up as Chaz. Chaz Witherspoon. Chaz Witherspoon, that's not coming up. Let's try it with the Z. Chaz Witherspoon, go. Oh, yeah, there he is. I see him. Hold on. Chaz the Gentleman Witherspoon. Let's bring him up on the screen. Stop sharing.
2019. Sometime in 2019.
Chaz Witherspoon. Okay, let's get that out of the way. Alexander Usyk. Let's go over there. Okay, so Alexander Usyk, Chaz Witherspoon, heavyweight at what is that? Oh, October the 12th, 2019.
Okay, so October the 12th, 2019. So roughly 2 years, right? So this is my point right here. Okay.
And his second fight, the heavyweight, was with Chisora, and that was almost exactly a year later. That was
2020.
October 2020, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So this is my point right here. Okay. Anthony Joshua has been knowing for quite some time that he was going to have to deal with this scenario with Alexander Usyk. Alexander Usyk, whole reason for moving up to heavyweight, everybody knows this, was to challenge Joshua for the WBO belt. Okay? This is what I'm saying. This is not something that's come out of the blue. This is not something that AJ and Eddie Hearn was not prepared for. This is not something that these guys can't handle. I think Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua should be able to make the fight with this guy. It's been anticipated for at least 2 years now. Okay? At least 2 years now. Now, with that being said, look, man, Anthony Joshua, if he decides to vacate the belt because he just says, you know what, I don't want to follow the rules no more. Okay, so I'm gonna vacate the belt, then that's cool. If he don't want to follow the rules, that's absolutely, he has free will to do whatever he wants to do. But at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, this man has been knowing for 2 years that this scenario could pop up at any given time. To me personally, if anybody's been shafted or shysted in this, it's been the guy that's been patiently waiting for 2 years while Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua has literally been doing whatever they want to within the heavyweight division outside of making this undisputed fight.
What do you mean whatever they want to? How the hell have they been doing whatever they want to? They've been fighting mandatory.
So let me ask the question.
No, you can't say that fighting mandatories has been doing whatever they want to. They've been fighting mandatory after mandatory after mandatory.
That's the responsibility that comes with holding the straps.
You said,
so let me ask a question. Can I ask a question?
They have not been doing whatever they want to. They've been fighting their mandatory. They've been tied up, strapped up, fighting their mandatory. So if the guy says now, no, enough's enough. Enough's enough.
Can I ask a question? Guys, can I ask a question?
So now all of a sudden, somebody's forcing your hand. A sanctioning body, really, who to me is very straightforward on how they handle their mandatories. Okay, is no shafting or shysting with the WBO. Okay. They handle their stuff pretty good, I would say, when it comes to mandatories and enforcing them, and their rules are very, very clear, and they enforce their rules. So now the sanctioning body has popped up with the WBO, and this fight has been mandated. Now all of a sudden, Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn says, oh, we don't want to follow the rules. We're tired of having to fight our mandatories. Dude, you knew this. When you got the strap, you knew you was going to have to fight mandatories. Like, what are you talking about? That's a sorry excuse.
So, guys, can I ask a question?
That's sorry. That's sorry.
Can I ask a question?
That's a sorry excuse.
Guys, can I ask a question?
Argument does not.
I've been fighting mandatories. I've been following the rules, but now I don't want to follow the rules.
Guys, can I ask a question?
What sense does that make?
That argument don't make sense for you.
Guys,
what don't make sense is you saying what don't make sense is y'all giving them a pass. Y'all giving them a pass.
Guys, can I ask a question? May I ask a question?
That's a duck. That's a duck. If he vacate, he's ducking.
Can I ask a question?
argument don't make no sense. You're saying that
If he vacate, he ducking. He ducking. He's a ducker.
Guys,
He better not vacate.
can I ask a question?
You said
Can I ask
He
a
better
question?
not vacate. He better not vacate.
I'm talking. How the hell are you gonna ask the question when I'm talking? So what I'm saying is the argument.
That's right, doctor. That's not me.
No, I'm talking to you, Phil. The argument you made don't make no sense. You said that when he became unified champion, he knew the obligations that he would be faced with, and of course he knew the obligations. What he didn't know was that you're gonna have two cats over in America.
Oh nah, see now y'all want to blame man. That's that same stuff.
Let me finish what I'm saying.
For your problem.
Why don't you want me to finish what I'm saying?
Because they have nothing to do with the way AJ's moving with the belt he owns.
According to you, but my version, the way I see it, is different. So you're gonna have to let me finish what I'm saying so you can understand what I'm saying.
My apologies. Go ahead.
So you got two guys over there dancing footloose and fancy free. Joshua's being the quiet boy, doing everything according to the book, being a good boy. And he sees that, you know what? I'm just tied up. I'm just a robot right now. I'm acting like a robot right now, and I'm sick and tired of it. And maybe this time I'm not just gonna be rolled over. I'm not just gonna be bulldozed, steamrolled. Now, if that happens, you can't blame the man. You can't blame the man. You got guys over there dancing footloose and fancy free, and next man's in a straitjacket. And he turns around and says, you know what? F this. F this. I don't think that's what's going to happen. But if it did happen, you shouldn't begrudge him his quest for a little bit of room to maneuver. He wants to fight with Usyk. He's trying to make the fight with Usyk. But if it falls through, don't automatically blame Joshua, the fight doctor.
So, if it's indeed Usyk's goal, if the whole point of his moving up to heavyweight was to fight Joshua, then I think it's reasonable to think that Joshua vacating the WBO title represents an impediment to Usyk attaining that goal, achieving that goal. I don't think Team Usyk wants Joshua to vacate the WBO title if they want the Joshua fight. Because if Joshua vacates, I can almost promise you they'll probably never get that fight. So again, if we're Team Usyk here, right, and if we want to see Usyk get the Joshua fight, then I think what you're saying is you want to see Usyk agree to the terms that Joshua is putting forth. All right. At the end of the day, I mean, I don't think that Joshua should be taking dictation from the WBO because the WBO, one, isn't the one, they're not the one who gets in the ring and takes punches. Two, the WBO does not have Joshua's financial interests at heart. The WBO cares about sanctioning fees. That's all they care about at the end of the day. And Joshua is looking at, again, the bottom line is the bottom line. And if Team Joshua concludes that the policies of the WBO interferes with their bottom line, then I think it's only smart for Team Joshua to just vacate the title, the WBO title, because again, Team Joshua can fight anybody out of the top 10 and make the same money they would make fighting Usyk. But that doesn't favor Usyk's bottom line. So I'm not sure why we're even talking about the WBO and their rules, because these sanctioning organizations have proven time and time again that they are more than willing and capable to subvert their own rules when it suits their interests, right? And we've seen the WBA do this. We've seen the WBC do this. I'm sure there are examples of the WBO having done something to subvert their rules when it fits their agenda. So this whole argument about following the rules, it's nonsensical. It doesn't make any sense because at the end of the day, it's a business, and the rule that we should be following here is what's good for the bottom line, what's best for the bottom line, because the bottom line is the bottom line. Rules be damned.
Okay, fight doctor. Look, man, I understand what your opinion is about the rules and the WBO, but at the end of the day, guess what? Nobody cares what your opinion is. What people care about right now is Anthony Joshua making the fight with Alexander Usyk. That's what people care about. And what's holding them up right now is the rules that are in black and white that are set before both fighters with the WBO. Whether you like them, whether you think they can bend them, whether you think they can do whatever they want to do with them, look, it's irrelevant to the fact that the rules right now is why we are having this particular conversation. Okay?
Oh, well, let me pose a question to you.
Well, hold up. No, let me finish, and then you can pose the question. The rules are why we're having this particular conversation, because the rules say that Usyk is the mandatory for the WBO. The rules say that the split is 80-20. Okay, the rules, there's nowhere in the rules that says Alexander Usyk has to give Anthony Joshua a rematch. Like, look, man, the rules are what they are. We can't go and change them. We can give our opinions about them, like you have just done oh so well, and that's awesome. If we're just want to talk about the rules, but that's not what we're talking about right now. If Anthony Joshua wants to vacate the belt, that's fine. But at the end of the day, if he does not make the fight with Usyk, to me, that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. And I'm gonna tell you something. Guess what? That's a duck, because right now he's saying, oh, you know what? I can't get my way, so I don't want nothing to do with y'all. Man, that's like a damn child, man. A small little brat. A small brat.
All right. Now that you've offered your opinion.
No.
My opinion. Man, come on, man.
Yes, those were your opinions.
So the rules with the WBO is my opinion. You know what, man? I'm going. Yo, hold up, Ralph. You know what? The rules for the WBO is my opinion. I gotta go because I can't. And just completely making up stuff.
You've put words in my mouth. I did not say that the rules of the WBO were your opinion. The rules of the WBO are the rules of the WBO. What's your opinion? Okay. What your opinion is that we care about this fight. That's your opinion. You said that the only thing that the people care about are this fight. That is your opinion. Because, sir, I would submit that the people do not care about this fight. Maybe you do. In your opinion, the people care about this fight. That's your opinion.
I'm not going to go back and forth with you whether you care about the fight or not. But we're talking about it. Wait
a minute, sir. We heard you.
Yeah, people do care about it. That's why we're talking about it.
Okay, that's your opinion and you're welcome to it. But it's far from a fact. Okay, well, that's your opinion and you're welcome to it. Far from a fact.
Okay, so why you talking about it?
Wait, hold on a second. Well, I'm talking about it because you brought it up.
No, God, I didn't bring it up.
You brought it up, sir. Okay, that's fine. This is Ralphie's show, but you brought up that people care about this fight. That's your opinion.
God,
bro. All right, sir, we heard you. Let me finish.
Oh my God, Ralph. You know what, Ralph? I gotta go because Fight Doctor get to go off the rails. This stuff don't have nothing to do with what we're talking about. I can't take it. Mushrooms on ice, on deck. Hey, it's coming. It's coming right now. I got it. I see what you deal with. It's coming. Let's go, Fight Doctor. Give it to me straight. Give it to me. Come on. I'm ready.
All right. Now that we have separated opinion from fact, I'm going to ask a question, the questions that I want to ask. Now, on the one hand, you have the WBO and their rules, regulations, and their meaningless trinket. On the other hand, you have Anthony Joshua and his bottom line. Now, this question goes out to everyone listening. Which do you think figures more in Anthony Joshua's mind? The rules, regulations, and trinket that belongs to the WBO or his bottom line? Which do you think weighs more heavily on his mind? That's a question for you, Phil, Rafi, and everyone listening.
You want me to answer?
Yes, sir. That's a question.
Okay,
I would like to get an answer.
Okay, I'm gonna answer. I'm gonna make it real quick. You just said out of your mouth that Joshua can make the same amount of money fight Usyk than he can make against anybody else. So if you're talking about his bottom line based off what you say, it doesn't matter who he fights. Next question.
Exactly. I think you're beginning to see the light now. It does not matter who he fights. Usyk is just another name. That's it. That's all Usyk is. Another name on his resume.
But you said which one matters to him. You said which one matters to him. You said which one matters to him. No, you said which one matters to him.
My question. Wait. Hold on. Wait. I didn't tell you what I said because I'm the one who said it. All right.
Hit the
I
skates,
can
go.
tell you what I said because I'm the one who said it. I said,
Okay, put the skates on.
The question was, what do you think weighs more heavily in the back of Joshua's mind? The rules, regulations, and the trinket that belongs to the WBO, or his bottom line? Which do you think carries more weight in Anthony Joshua's mind?
Dude,
Phil?
this is the point right here. This is the point right here. I don't think Joshua is worried about his bottom line in regards to this. Okay, he's not worried about his bottom line in regards to this, because based off what you say, his bottom line is going to be the same. So if my bottom line is going to be the same, whether I fight Usyk or whether I fight Joe Schmo out of the crowd, then why am I worried about my bottom line? So guess what? To me, guess what? I'm going to worry about how I can hold on to this title, because I'm going to make my money regardless. It don't matter who I fight. So yeah, that's the answer. He has no reason to worry about his bottom line.
I think now you're beginning to see.
He has no reason to worry about his bottom line. So guess what? Because he's going to make the same amount of money regardless. So to me, what weighs more is him holding on. What weighs more is him holding on to the title, because his money is there already. So he needs to hold on to the title. This is why they're negotiating so hard. Period. This is why he wants the rematch. Period.
Yeah,
he's trying to hold on to the title.
So I think you're trying to listen. Joshua would request. Joshua would demand the rematch regardless of the title was on the line or not. Okay?
Oh, here we go now. You can't push in an equation that don't matter.
Sir,
You can't create a false equation.
Sir,
no, I'm not going to let you create a false equation.
Sir, it's only false. That's your opinion, and you're welcome to it. But it's only false.
It's a false equation. The title is on the line. The title is on the line. You can't say if the title wasn't.
Excuse me.
You can't say if the title wasn't.
Wait, we heard you. We heard you.
You can't say that. I'm sorry.
We heard you.
On the line. You can't say the title line.
Sir, we heard you.
We heard you. You can't.
We heard you. Now it's time for you to let me respond. Now, may I reply, please? May I reply, please?
If you don't take the title off, sure.
No, sir. My reply can be whatever I choose it to be. You're welcome to your opinion. I can have mine. Okay. Right.
Yeah, hold on. No, the facts are the title is on the line. That's the fact. Let's get that straight. Is the title on the line? Yes or no?
Sir. If Joshua drops the WBO title
on the line, yes or no?
Sir, if the WBO drops the title, if Joshua drops the WBO title, there's no fight. Now that's the fact. That's the fact.
It is.
And I think what you are missing is that if Joshua should drop the WBO title, Usyk has no fight.
Mm-hmm.
He has no Joshua fight, and that means he has no Joshua payday. Which now you said out of your own mouth that the whole point of Joshua moving up the heavyweight, of Usyk moving up the heavyweight was to fight Joshua. So if Joshua drops the WBO belt, how does that further Usyk's goal?
Because now, guess what? Usyk now can say, "Hey, look, I moved up to heavyweight to challenge the man, because on the contrary, Anthony Joshua's either 1 or number 2 in the heavyweight division, however you want to put it. Okay, guess what? I moved up to heavyweight to challenge the man. My opportunity presented itself, and the man dropped the belt. He didn't want to fight me. I'm moving on with my career." That's what it is.
So essentially, what you're saying is that if Joshua drops the WBO belt, then Usyk will have essentially wasted his time in moving up.
He's not wasting his time. He's not wasting his time.
Well, he hasn't achieved his goal, right? You said that
his goal. No. His goal is to fight.
Now you're backtracking on what you said, because you said 30 minutes ago that Usyk's goal. Did you or did you not state that Usyk's goal in moving up to heavyweight was to fight Joshua? Is that or is that not what you said?
Fight Doctor under the condition that he had the WBO strap.
Now you're shifting the goalpost.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
AJ has the WBO strap.
You're shifting the goalpost. Did you or did you not 30 minutes ago say that the purpose for Usyk moving up to heavyweight was to fight Joshua? Is that or is that not what you said?
Because he has the I didn't think it needed to be obvious that he wants to fight Joshua because he has the WBO strap. That's why he went the WBO route. He had every freaking title in cruiserweight that you can have. He went the WBO route because Joshua had it. Everybody said Joshua was the man. And he said, hey, look, I'm taking the WBO route because I want to go up and fight against Joshua. If Joshua doesn't have the title, then guess what? Somebody else is the man, and that's who Usyk is going to fight. Man, I didn't think I needed to say that to somebody as educated and knowledgeable and a historian like the fight doctor, the MD.
Why did you change? Then why did you shift the goalposts? What you should have said.
I'm not shifting.
Wait, hold on a second, sir. We heard you. Now let me finish. We heard you.
I'm not shifting.
Let me finish. Because in the beginning you stated that the purpose of Usyk moving up to heavyweight was to fight Anthony Joshua. You didn't say anything
because
about
he had the WBO strap.
We heard you.
Jesus
sir.
Christ.
We heard you, sir. Now you add this qualifier after the fact. That's called shifting the goalpost. Okay.
Okay. Regardless, what does this have to do with him not fighting him? What does this have to do with him not fighting him? What does this have to do with him not fighting him?
We heard you. Now it's time to listen. Okay, it's time to listen.
Oh my God, man! Fight doctor, you are incredible, bro.
Now,
this is ridiculous.
That's called shifting the goalpost. Okay.
It's not though. It's not. You just slow with it. You slow. You're a little slow. I got you. You slow with it. I got you.
Okay, that's fine. Listen, you have to get your story straight because it's changing, it's evolving, right? So what we want to do is we want to get your story to its final form. Now, what I want you to do is take a minute and figure out what it is exactly that you think Usyk wants to do. What is his ultimate goal? Is his ultimate goal to fight Joshua? Is his ultimate goal to obtain the WBO belt? Or is his ultimate goal to fight Joshua for the WBO belt? Those are three very different things. And your story has evolved from Usyk wanting to fight Joshua to Usyk wanting to fight Joshua because Joshua holds the WBO belt. So my question to you is, which one of those two stories, all right, which one of those two lines of reasoning are you using? All right, what's your story? That's my question.
Okay, you listening, fight doctor? Okay, so let me say it again because I just said it a few seconds ago. Okay, Usyk decided to move up to heavyweight because for the simple fact that guess what? Because let's not forget he was undisputed. Okay, he held every single strap that you can hold. Right? He decided to guess what? Go the WBO right because of what? How the rules work. Oh, okay. How the rules work. Okay. That was the decision he wanted to, because he could immediately challenge whoever had the belt with the WBO. Okay. At that particular time, Anthony Joshua was the man, and some may still consider him to be the man at heavyweight. Okay. Usyk went the WBO route because, for one, he gets to get a shot at the strap, and he gets to fight, quote unquote, the man in Anthony Joshua. I didn't think I needed to say, oh, he's moving up because he wants to fight Joshua and he wants to challenge him for the WBO belt. No, he moved up and he took the route that he took with the WBO because Joshua had the WBO and he wanted to challenge the guy in the division. If Joshua decides to vacate the belt, guess what? He can say, hey, look, I did what I was supposed to do. I went through all the proper channels. The time presented itself when I was supposed to fight Anthony Joshua. And guess what? He decided to say, you know what? I don't want to fight Usyk. I'm going to vacate the belt. And now Usyk, guess what? Gets first and foremost, he still gets his title shot. And guess what? Anthony Joshua will be considered whatever people consider him for not fight Usyk. Some people may say it's a duck. Some people may say, hey, he's fed up and he wants to put the hat on now. People are they're going to say what they're going to say, bro. They're
going to say.
They're going to say what they're going to say, man. Like, it is what it is. But Usyk moved up because he took the route because he wanted to challenge Joshua for the WBO belt. If Joshua doesn't have the belt anymore, he's not just going to say, let me follow Joshua around because I just want to follow Joshua around now. No, bro, it don't work like that, man. You tripping.
Okay, so it's your opinion. So what you're telling us is that the whole point of Usyk moving up to heavyweight is so that he could fight Anthony Joshua for the WBO belt. Am I reading you correctly? Is that what you're telling us?
Yo, my mic messed up. I'm going to jump back on.
No, you cool now? You cool now? Okay. So what I'm saying is that, excuse me, if they don't come to terms and Joshua moves on, it's clear that some people are going to call that a duck. Personally, I can't see how or why Anthony Joshua would duck Usyk. Usyk has not looked impressive in either of his heavyweight outings. I done told you a long time ago that I have Joe Joyce knocking out Usyk clean. We look at Usyk's stats versus Anthony Joshua. He's shorter. He's got a lesser reach, and apparently, I think my boy John Daly was telling us the other day that everybody Usyk has fought has had a shorter reach than he. Anthony Joshua has a longer reach than he. He's got more height. He's got more reach. He's got more power. And I see him knocking Usyk into the second row. So how the hell people talking about Anthony Joshua's ducking Usyk is, quite frankly, to me,
ridiculous.
Quite frankly, ludicrous.
It's ludicrous. In the first order, it doesn't make. I mean, how in the hell that doesn't make any sense? Anyone who thinks that this is a duck, that's ridiculous.
It is outrageous. It is outrageous. Hold on. I haven't finished. It is quite frankly ludicrous. It is absurd. I find it outrageous. Anthony Joshua knocks out Alexander Usyk, in my humble opinion. I looked at the stats. I watched tape. And so I don't get it. I really don't get it. The fight, doctor.
So back in the mid-90s, Lennox Lewis was the quote-unquote undisputed heavyweight champion, right?
Hold on. I'm going to have to cut. I'm going to have to interrupt you. Now, hold on. I'm not providing the other side of the coin. Other people are providing the other side of the coin, advocating that advocating the notion that if Joshua doesn't fight Usyk, then he's ducking, which I find quite ludicrous. He has less speed. Yeah, although Alexander Usyk himself has less speed since moving up to heavyweight. Less ring IQ. Maybe you could say that. Less experience. Less experience overall, but certainly not less experience in the heavyweight division. Usyk is relatively a novice in the heavyweight division. So, boom, that's another one. That's a debatable one. Very debatable. Okay. What's this? Tyson Fury ducks White, but that's all dandy. Tyson Fury ducks White, ducks Joshua, but that's all cool in the game. Yeah, but all of a sudden, Tyson Fury ducks, but it's not a duck. Deontay Wilder ducks, but it's not a duck. So you are all happy only advocating for one fighter yourself. Sounds like, well, don't be so bloody ridiculous. If everybody in here is talking about, if Anthony Joshua doesn't fight, then it's a duck. Then I have to obviously say, well, speak up on some parts of the other side of the equation. You know what I'm saying? You weren't getting both sides of the equation in the chat just now. You was just saying that if Joshua doesn't fight Usyk, then it's a duck. And I'm giving the counter argument. It's a counter argument. I'm countering the argument. So when you counter the argument, you don't do the scales and balances. You counter what's previously been said. That's what I'm doing. I'm countering what has previously been said. But anyway, I'm open for all questions, so keep them coming in the chat and here live. No, that was regarding the skill set. So yeah, when you jump back on, we can have this conversation. When you jump back on, we can have this conversation either today or tomorrow, or the day after, whenever. What I'm doing is counter-arguing the argument that Joshua is ducking Usyk if he doesn't go ahead and fight him. I've said it till I'm red in the face. Eddie Hearn has said the fight is being made. The fight is being made, so I don't anticipate. Yeah, it's all good in the hood. It's all good in the hood. We'll have that conversation live. It's easier. But anyway, so what I'm doing is countering. Counter-argument. A counter-argument is not a two-sided argument. It is a counter-argument. It is very specific in meaning. Okay, but anyway, so I'm countering the argument. I'm countering the argument that if Anthony Joshua doesn't fight Alexander Usyk next, that equates to a duck. I don't see why Joshua will be ducking Usyk. The shorter guy, the less experienced guy at heavyweight, the guy with the less power. Yeah. Give credit to Alexander Usyk for his ring IQ. Absolutely. But he's slowed down. He's a heavyweight now. He's not the most experienced guy at heavyweight. This is a different kettle of fish. It's a whole new ball game. That's what I'm saying. And moreover, Eddie Hearn has said, listen, they're making the fight. They're trying their best to make the fight before it goes to purse bids. It's already gone to purse bids, but if they can still make an agreement, it's still possible. And I think still likely. So I don't anticipate Anthony Joshua walking away from this fight. I don't anticipate it. So what we're talking about is purely academic, something which I don't think is going to come to pass. We're just looking at it hypothetically. Apparently AJ is supposed to carry boxing while everyone else. So that's what I'm saying. That's my whole damn point. Everyone else can dick around, screw around, and it's okay. But Anthony Joshua's got to be in this. Oh no, Anthony Joshua, no. Being held to a higher standard, is that what it is? That's what it sounds like to mine. The fight doctor. Iron Kong says, apparently Usyk is the boogeyman, scary. The man is trying to make the fight, offering Usyk terms. Usyk says no, but AJ is the duck. That is my point exactly. And the fight doctor. What's going on? So when I go to you, don't talk, and then when I go, okay, so let's try it again, see if it works out. Cliff Bailey, let's be honest. When Joshua beats Usyk, he will get zero credit. 100%. 100%. AJ is the only constant at the moment. Everything else revolves around him. Hey, true. Joshua has 3 belts because he ain't dicking around. I hope he doesn't start now and start now and duck. Oh my gosh. Usyk's ring IQ is so scary, but Bellew, Chisora, Witherspoon all had no problems landing. The fight doctor, you ready yet? Damn.
I'm ready, sir. I'm ready.
Go. We're coming close to the end of the show. Talk your talk, my friend. Talk your talk.
So real quick, back in the 90s, Lennox Lewis, he dropped the IBF title because he didn't, in his infinite wisdom, he did not deem Chris Bird to be a worthy challenger, or he just didn't want to make the Chris Bird fight. I guess in his estimation, Lennox Lewis felt that he had bigger fish to fry. And a lot of people at that time actually probably felt that way. Now, me personally, I felt Chris Bird was a worthy challenger. However, Lennox Lewis and his decision not to fight Chris Bird, I didn't feel it was a duck. Because indeed, Lennox Lewis had bigger fish to fry. He was trying to fight Mike Tyson, and I think there were a couple other contenders that Lewis felt he needed to get out of the way first. But having said that, there were more worthy challengers. There were other worthy challengers, okay? Usyk is not a Chris Bird. right? Chris Bird actually beat some heavyweights, some good heavyweights, right? Usyk has not beat.
Who he beat?
Right. And listen, it would be a different thing if Usyk had cleaned out the top 10 and was the last man standing, and then Joshua refuses to fight him over this silly rematch clause business, then yeah, maybe you would have an argument. Maybe there would be some merit to this being a duck. But Usyk has done nothing at heavyweight. Nothing. So the idea that Joshua is somehow ducking a guy coming up from cruiserweight who doesn't have a punch is ridiculous. The definition of ridiculous. This is not a duck, okay? Look, you can make the argument that it's a duck only if Joshua were to drop the belt and then fight someone less worthy than Usyk. Then you could say, yeah. And I would actually be the first person to say he ducked Usyk, okay? But if he drops the WBO belt and fights anyone else in the top 10 because they're all rated higher than Usyk, it's not a duck. You can't duck Usyk to fight somebody more worthy. That's not a duck. It's not, okay? And above and beyond that, Usyk has done nothing to warrant a shot at Joshua. I'm sorry, but Chaz Witherspoon, Derek Chisora does not merit a shot at the 1 or 2 heavyweight in the division. It just doesn't. So I don't understand where this logic comes from that this is a duck. It's not a duck. It's not a duck.
It ain't a duck. It ain't no duck. I'm just sharing this. I'm just sharing this shiznix before we sign off. Let me see. Yeah, finally got it right. Okay, so I've shared it over there. What else is this here? And I guess I need to be wrapping up the show. It's past midnight. It's gone longer than I had anticipated. But you know what? It was clearly entertaining the people. So I said, you know what? Let this thing roll. Let it roll. Get bold. Let it roll. It's been entertaining for the troops, the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio troops, boxing fans worldwide, both at home and abroad. Done it, bashed it out, knocked it out with some very interesting topics. Got to give a shout out to everybody who came on in, jumped in, took time out of their day, jumped in on the panel. Man like the Iron Kong, man like the Big Boys Boxing, man like the Fight Doctor, man like the Phil Walker, man like Dan the Man. Much appreciation to everybody concerned. Let me have a look at a few of these comments here. Cliff Bailey says, highly entertaining. Count L, excellent show. Heated debate, back and forth. Yan Khan, email Usyk and tell him to sign the offer so he can get the fight. I want to see the fight too, absolutely. I second that. What the hell's wrong with my belt? I think there's something obstructing my belt. There we go. He's a Mando, Joshua. If Joshua don't fight him, it's a duck. Can't make it any simpler than that for you. All of a sudden, Usyk have all these fans. Never seen so many people waiting in the bushes. Oh man, oh dear. Isn't that what they're meant to be? What's going on? Excellent show. Yes. I think we've covered. Excellent show. I like that. Heated debate, back and forth. I think my position is clear. My position is clear that Anthony Joshua is going to take this fight. But hey, listen, at some point, well, he's trying to make the point. He's trying to make the fight, obviously. Usyk's playing around. Usyk's dicking around, playing silly buggers. Sign the contract. That's all we want. But listen, somewhere down the line, when the white hat turns gray, don't be so quick to rush to judge. You got other people out there messing around, dicking around on a perpetual basis. Yeah, go and judge them. Go and judge them. Go and judge them. It's all negotiation tactics. The fight will get made. That's my position. That's my position. But reserve some of the slander. Reserve some of the slander for your boys over there in the USA. Deontay Wilder. Perpetually ducking. Perpetually ducking. And Tyson Fury. Perpetually ducking. Perpetually ducking. But I don't hear no quack, quack for them. Where's the quack, 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 quack? That's my position. But very spirited talk. Very spirited. And that's what we love. That's what we love. Okay. So, the Fight Doctor. Thank you. Thank everybody else who jumped on the panel. But your final words, sir. Your final words.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Shout out to everyone who joined us on the panel. Yeah, all this talk about, listen, you know what? I'll take it a step further. If Joshua should drop the WBO title because of Usyk's insistence on not accepting Joshua's terms, then I would frame this as a duck on Usyk's part. And I'll leave it at that.
Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. And that was an interesting point, very interesting point by the Fight Doctor. Food for thought. What's this? Waive the rematch clause and AJ will have a fight. Waive the rematch clause. Well, he don't want to waive the rematch clause. That's why he's been unified champ. He's been doing all of this for how many years? He wants some perks. Why is he going to waive the rematch clause? Don't waive the rematch clause. Those are the perks. Those are the perks of the job. That's the perks of wearing the white hat. That's the perks of being in the straight jacket. That's the perks of walking the straight and narrow. Got to get some damn perks out of that. All of that shiznix. Wilder and Fury could go into the fourth. OMG. Damn. Call the Fury a duck. Pass the parcel. Once again, Usyk fighting for the vacant WBO hurts him more than Joshua. He ain't the A side. Accept the terms. Accept the damn offer. Peace to the Raphael and the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio Nation. Apparently everyone else has to sign the same offer from AJ, but not Usyk. Sign the damn paper. Sign the damn paper. Sign it. Sign it. Stop messing around. Stop playing around. Stop playing past the parcel. You have been in tune to the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio and a whole host of players. Big Boys Boxing. Behind calm. Where's the music? Let me hold that. Phil Walker. The Dan the Man. The Fight Doctor. Have I missed anyone? I hope not. I hope not. You've been in tune to the Raphael Dawkins, the Combat Radio. It's the like, it's the subscribe, it's the comments, it's the shares. And it is the hitting that bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. And don't forget about the live show. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. It's the Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. And we are out. Blessed.